Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Sleepy Idol, a little podcast that we like to do on 45th and Crenshaw in a little bar called The Sleepy Idol. Hello, everyone. This is our first Sleepy Idol of 2022. So I did want to start the podcast with, because it's a new year, resolutions. I literally just made this up. Like, we did not talk about this at all. We have to get this podcast on the map. So, Jazz, what resolutions do you want specifically for this podcast?
I think you should go first. And
Okay.
then,
Let's see. Well, this isn't a resolution, but I do want DKDK TV to disband. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Y'all know I'm a fool. No, I want. Well, this is actually more. I want to put this podcast on Spotify. So that's like a me thing. I just have to learn how to put things on Spotify. I also want to get our first. I was going to say sponsorship, but I feel like we deserve a CF deal. So,
what?
yeah, we deserve a full-fledged commercial. All right. So,
Okay.
if anyone is sponsoring, we're here. I also want to get an idol on the podcast. So, yeah.
Jay?
I'm trying to make this podcast flourish, not get it dragged. All right. I don't want to get canceled like him. Um, but yeah, so those are my resolutions. Do you have any resolutions or personal resolutions, Jazz? That works too.
I feel like my resolutions are always the same because I never actually fulfill them.
I feel like
I want to. What?
that's what I was thinking. Like, I saw a post in there, like, you know what? Stop doing these big resolutions that at the end of the year you don't accomplish. So you get like sad or whatever around New Year's. Just do something simple, like I want to wear more hats, and then wear more hats.
Where? I, mm, well, I don't even know. I guess lose weight. I'm gonna diet.
You
I
you be
am on a diet.
exercising. I was gonna say you be exercising though. So
Yeah,
you're
but
halfway
I
there.
don't eat well. I do
Same.
not eat well.
Well, sometimes I get frustrated because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna diet and I'm gonna like whatever, and then I'm like I see like a cheesecake or something that like a food that I know is not great, but I love, and I'm like, what? I'm just gonna never eat these again? Like I'm just gonna restrict myself? Hashtag self care, and then
And that's when it goes downhill.
I. So, but yeah, that's a popular one. Dieting. I want to save more, stop spending.
Oh yeah, that's also my
Don't.
failing at that already. So
If you here, let me help. If you have an Amazon account, cancel it right now.
how dare you? How dare you? I share it with a friend. That would be so messed up. Also,
Imagine
Amazon Prime.
you're like, we are canceling our Amazon account. That's really smart though. But hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hey Andre. Hey Daisy. Hey Liam. Best mod. And hello Kenshin. So funny enough, Jazz, yesterday when we were doing our anime stream, Kenshin came through and Kenshin let me know that they were an original Daily Dose watcher like 5-6 years ago. So that was really, really exciting. And I hope you enjoy tonight's stream because we usually have a fun time on the Sleepy Idol. But yes, Kenshin says, diet, y'all look great. Thank you.
Until you see me in person. Okay.
No, I'm actually scared for that because like when I'm on screen, no, when I'm on screen, whether it's filming a video or stream, I do try to look my best, right? I like make that
Sure.
video, do beat my face through gods and stuff like that. So I'm like afraid that if somebody saw me, they're like, ah, she's like, because I have a lot of pimples and like I don't think like you can tell that much like when in like on stream and stuff. Like my skin is not that good, so sometimes I'm just like I don't want people to be like, oh my god, I just saw Jay in real life and she's looking dusted, musted, and crusted. But yeah, so
That would never happen.
you think so?
I feel like you'd really have to look like drastically different. I feel like you don't look that different.
I have to get haters and then they'll probably, post my like no makeup, like candid pictures and, try to drag me, try to take me down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hope that doesn't happen.
But yes. Oh yeah. Also there was a request yesterday, Jazz, for you to join Anime Club because we're watching Sailor Moon right now and Break is
I've never seen that.
disrespecting, which is so it's perfect. It's perfect. You can watch with us, you can join. Break was disrespecting Sailor Moon herself, Miss Usagi, and some people in the chat weren't having it. Some people were, but you never watched Sailor Moon? Not even like, oh wow.
I watched like growing up. I watched what my sister watched, and she did not watch like anime besides Pokemon.
Oh, I was gonna ask. So, what was like your first anime? I assume it was Pokemon.
Probably.
What was?
And Dragon Ball. I used to love Dragon Ball.
Wow.
I watched that on my own.
Wow. Oh my god, I hate Dragon. I don't. I do. I think it's just not interesting to me. Like we always go through this. We always go through.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I would ever watch it again. But I remember as a child being like, "Oh my gosh, Dragon Ball Z is about to come on. It's like 10 p.m. or whatever," and I'd just like stay up and watch it.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like shows like that too. I don't think I'd ever like. I might like sit down and watch Pokemon again. I don't think I would ever do that.
Not from the beginning. That's too long.
Yeah.
He's been 10 for like 30 years.
53 years.
There's only so much he can do.
But yes, hi everyone. Welcome to the Sleepy Idol. For those of you who don't know, for our new faces in the crowd, this is a little bar, a little secret bar, on the Upper East Side of New York. That's the lore now. You have to knock 3 times and say, Shoriyama Parezan down if you want to get entrance. So yeah, it's really low key. Not many people know about it, but where we just sit back, relax, and kiki. Jazz, are you drinking anything tonight? This is water.
I think you like this. I feel like I got like a Spindrift.
Yes! Oh my god, I literally could recognize that can.
My mom like brought it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you like this, and I was like, I remember buying this during like when the pandemic was like kind of bad, and like giving it to you.
It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. That's an interesting flavor. That's the iced tea, lemonade iced tea flavor, right?
Yes. Okay. I'm like trying to read the like contents.
Do you like it?
It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, that flavor was kind of like hit or miss. My favorite is the grapefruit, and there's like a strawberry flavor. But yeah, so I like it as a whole, and the pineapple flavor. I like it as a whole, but some of the like flavors are hit and miss. But oh my god, Spindrift should sponsor us. Holy crap, our first sponsor. But yes, okay. Daisy says, I didn't watch it either. I watched all the anime my brothers watched, so DBZ was a go-to. That's so funny because my brothers loved DBZ, and I think that added to like the reason why I hated it, because they would always like watch it, and I like I kind of would just be there or whatever. So like I was kind of forced into watching it, and it was not my thing.
That makes sense.
I was the only one watching anime in my household, so I was watching all the stuff, Toonami stuff.
Literally me. That is all. It was just me.
It's interesting because I feel like because there's like a generation that grew up on Toonami, there's like these specific anime that everyone knows because of like Toonami, and it's like kind
like
of
Zatch Bell.
Yeah, it's like what is that?
What? Bobo?
Exactly.
Like, where are we going with this?
I would have never watched that on my own, but because it was just presented to me on Toonami, it's so weird. Oh, I started watching Steins Gate. That show is all over the place.
It is the best show. Oh wait, first of all, why is that not an anime club? Because that's high class.
Well, if you come the next time we vote, you can put it as an option, then we can vote on it.
Put it as an option. I'll just dictate. I will become the dictator of the anime club.
You just get like override everyone suddenly.
Yeah.
We were talking about yesterday. You don't even stay to watch us. You just make sure we're watching it. But Brick was saying he didn't like it. He said it was too much of it was too much of a slow burn, and it took a long time for anything to happen, and then when it happened it was kind of anticlimactic. So
Well, Soundsgate is an intelligent show, so I don't know what that means about break. I'm kidding. I don't know.
Nice
But
throwing shots.
it is a very smart show. But I can get the slow burn. It is slow.
Yeah,
But I feel like the climax was worth it, in my opinion.
I'm gonna stick with it because I think because you think so highly of it, I'm interested in it. And I actually was pretty like intrigued when I watched the first. I watched like the first episode and then part of the second. I'm watching in English, and the guy who plays the main dude, I forget what his name is. I really like his voice, so that's also a draw. I think it's Crispin Freeman, but I'm not sure. But it seems interesting. I'll admit I was kind of confused as to what the heck was happening, but I assume it will like get more clear as I go on. But I'm gonna stick with it just to see what happens, because the thing is, it's not just you. Like, I feel like anytime I'm on like r/anime, people speak really highly of it. So I Break was actually, his opinion was like kind of like more of an outlier from what I've heard about Soundgate. So
Yeah, it's like one of the highest rated on, like, what is that? The anime list? My
oh, my
anime
anime list,
list?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. So you heard it here, folks. Break has no taste. Just kidding. That's my homie. Oh my god, I would love to see a WWE style SmackDown between you and Break on Anime Club debating the
Oh no.
intricacies.
He probably knows way more than me, and I'll be like, wait, remember that time in Science Gate when this happened? And I'll be like, I watched this 6 years ago, and honestly, I binged it, so that means everything went in one ear and then out, and then after I finished, I forgot everything. But I remembered I liked it.
Honestly, that's such a vibe though. Like, I feel like that's like just remembering you liked something and like just having like an overall positive feeling of it, but not actually remembering like the specifics. I feel like there's a lot of things that I talk, positively about. So I'm literally on the same wavelength.
That's what's bad about binging. I feel like.
Right?
You don't get to actually take it in, but I love it so much that I have to binge it. So
It's like more like watching a movie a lot of times when you binge. Like, it's like you kind of get all the plot together, so you think of it as like this one thing, and then it's kind of like, some movies like will be like long lasting, you're always like, oh, this blah blah blah, but I feel like a lot of movies you're like, oh yeah, I kind of like vaguely remember what happened or whatever, and it was great when I watched it. So
that's true.
yeah. Oh, did you watch Agretzko, the new season?
I think I'm like halfway through. Yeah.
What'd you think about it? What'd you think about it?
I think because like I didn't really like this season so far. I think
Really?
that's why I didn't really finish.
Is it because it's revolving around her and Haida getting together?
Maybe. I don't even know. I like them together, so I don't
really?
even know.
Okay.
Haida's annoying me though. So that might be why. I was probably like, you're annoying me. I gotta take a break, and then I never came back.
Dang, and that's another one. Like, I feel kind of bad because like as soon as it came out, I basically just watched all of it, and so like I was like really obsessed with it for that period I was watching it, but now I feel like I don't talk about it a lot at all. And I always feel guilty when I'm like watching like an anime in particular or reading a manga, and like I blast through it because I'm like, it probably took somebody really long to draw this and animate it, and I'm literally just like consuming it in a second. Like, I feel so bad, but too bad, so sad.
Someone's reading it or watching it. So.
That's true. Ooh, is Tsunami on? Oh wait, Tsunami would be on tomorrow.
Saturday.
Do you watch it? Do you currently watch it like with the lineup?
No.
I feel like it would be nostalgic, but do you have like where do you usually watch your anime?
I haven't watched an anime in I don't even know.
Which is why you need to join Anime Club.
Oh, I watched the first like 2 episodes of Attack on Titan last year sometime in the second half.
Like the first episodes of the whole entire show or of that season?
Yeah.
Oh, you never watched it. What did you think?
I liked it, and I was like, I gotta watch this. And then
he never came back to
I don't know what happened. I blinked and I'm here. So
you're like, oh, this is good. I gotta watch it eventually. Sometime this century.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should join Anime Club. I would love to have another female verse. I was thinking, because a lot of the anime content I consume, And maybe this is just me, but like a lot of like the anime content like I consume when it comes to people like discussing it and stuff are guys. And so I was like, I'm really interested in creating some type of anime thing where it's girl driven because I feel like that would be so nice to have like a very like a because one of the most like popular anime-ish podcasts out right now is this podcast called Trash Taste, and it's like three guys, and I'm just like, what if it was three girls? Shake the table a bit. Like literally
Yeah,
that's
I'm gonna
it.
get break a wig. And it's gonna be three of us.
Okay, we're getting break a wig. Perfect. Perfect. If you come on
Three
and you're
girls.
if you come on and you're a guy, you have to wear a wig. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would be fun. Like it would be like a fun energy to have like three girls, very like field hockey bus to the like away game or something. Like I feel like it could be fun. I mean, I don't know. Maybe though I'm being a bit presumptuous because I feel like then we could talk about more like slice of life, but that's not necessarily like the case with a lot of female anime fans. Like a lot of them are still like the Dragon Ball Z and Attack on Titan and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like the energy would be fun.
Yeah.
We could call it the girls' room. I'm what is it? I'm Ashley, now I'm from Tennessee.
And I like eggs.
What
I
an
forgot what her name
icon.
was.
Me too. Weren't two of them Ashley?
Yeah, I think the angry one also Ashley?
I don't know. No, I have to look it up. I love how this is anything but a K-pop podcast right now.
That's so true.
The girls' room. Also, shout out to Amanda Bynes because she was like 13 when she had that Amanda show.
I
Like
mean, she was like 6. Well, she looked 6 when she was in all that.
that's true. I
Where she's
think
like, "Dear Ashley, how do you make a tuna sandwich? Put the tuna on the
yeah, but the freak wow, what an icon. What an icon. Okay, it was Amber, Sheila, Tammy, and Debbie. I know Debbie was the one that liked eggs.
Oh, Debbie. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Debbie and I like eggs.
I think Amber was the like one that was always threatening to kick everyone's ass. I don't know which one was Sheila and Tammy though. I'm Tammy and
Tammy
I'm from
sounds.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds.
Okay, yeah, alliteration. You would watch Andre? Okay, maybe I need to. This is like 2020 or 2022 goal. My like honestly, I feel like I want to move towards like in terms of like things I do on Twitch, move towards more like making shows and events and stuff like that. I feel like that's what I get like more excited and passionate about, which means you're going to be on every single one, Jazz, because you are the only
This is
person.
when I put in my resignation.
No.
Yes.
Literally, every time I have an idea where I'll need somebody, I'll be like, okay, Jazz, who else?
I mean, I'm usually doing nothing, so that's probably why.
Ooh, Moody's point. That was hilarious.
Oh,
That was
hello?
hilarious.
Can anyone see me? She's out here in the freaking hot air balloon.
That was so good.
You
Oh,
are so hurtful. Do you remember that? She was with the
and the thing is, I didn't even watch. I think it was supposed to be a parody of Dawson's Creek. I didn't even watch that, but I still found Moody's point so funny. That was so funny. Ooh, nah, Nick was sick for really placing all that work on the shoulders of a barely teen girl. Yeah. Because that's a lot of yeah. And that's like I feel like the issue with just teen stars, like even in K-pop, like sometimes when I really think how young people were, like I feel like one of maybe the most recent examples is Wan Young because I know she was like 13 on Produce, but like Boa was like 13. How old was Taemin? Because I know he gets mentioned a lot too.
Was it 2009?
Yeah. Oh no, 2008. Shani was 2008.
50?
15? Yeah, that's really
Because
young.
everyone else was like 18.
Even 18 is kind of young. I don't know. At the time, because we were young too. So it was just kind of like, oh
Yeah.
my God, like an 18-year-old grown up is, blah, blah, blah. But like, yeah, in retrospect, it's kind of like, I feel like I always ask this question, but what would, if went through the idol process, what age would you want to debut at? And everyone in the chat, what age would you want to debut at?
18.
18? You don't think that's too young? Oh, I guess that's good because at least you finished school.
Yeah, like I finished school, still limber. I can move around.
That's true.
Um, I feel like I'd have a lot, like a, I don't know. I could quit earlier, like younger.
Mm. That's another
I don't
question.
know.
How long would you want your career to last? Like, would you do it until like, because there'll be fans who are like, you need to be active until the day we die, like,
That's true.
and they would get mad. So, how long would you want to be an idol?
I guess until my contract ends.
So 7 years?
I mean, like when it ends, and then if I like it still, I'll keep going. But if I don't like it, I'm not gonna stick around.
Mm,
It's just weird. That's not good for me.
that's true. And I feel like that's a pretty good age because then start when you're 18 and when you're like 25, and then you can have like a whole nother life after that.
Exactly. You can go back to college.
That's
You can do
true.
whatever.
That's true. That's actually really good. Let's see. Most people are saying, okay, Andy says 19 or 20. Daisy says youngest 18. Leanne says I wouldn't want to debut at any age because being famous or in the public eye in any capacity is my worst nightmare. It's scary. Like there's a part of me that's like, it could be fun being famous, having fans, but then when I read certain stories about like did you see so I love Ive, but in particular, I've always had like a soft spot for Wan Young because I watched Produce 48. I saw how much hate she got when she won first place and stuff like that. And so I always was like I just feel like, so protective over her because it was just like really gross or whatever. But like she got controversy because like she was like they have like this choreography, I guess, in one of their songs, and people were criticizing her because she wasn't like there's a part I guess they like flip their hair or spin their head or something, and she wasn't doing it with enough emphasis, and that became a hot topic. Like she wasn't doing it the full way or something, and I was like, really, really, like I don't know, because I get like lazy controversies, like oh you didn't dance hard enough or whatever, but it's just like that's like nothing. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's little stuff like
Especially if
that.
it's like one performance or one move.
Hmm.
That's that's petty.
Yeah. And I know like people are like, well, it's their job and they make $1,000,000. But it's just like, I don't know. At some point you gotta pull like, I don't know. You gotta be like, okay, they're still human. But
Yeah.
mm. Okay, Andre says at least 18. I'd like to finish high school. That actually makes more sense because you'd have an actual semblance of life. I agree. I think like because like I wanted to be an actor at one point, and I know like especially with women how like young and beautiful you look is very like important. But I was like I would rather be like an actor when I was 40. That way I would at least have like a sense of self and maybe be a bit more confident. So like somebody saying, oh, you have bags under your eyes, I'm like, yes I do because I'm 40. Next question.
So you have a reason for having people.
Not saying you have to be 40 to have back, but you know what I mean? Like, I want to be like, oh no, like I have to get this done. I mean, maybe I would, who knows? But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like having a chance to develop in a normal situation before you're like put in this really weird situation where a bunch of people care about everything you do at every moment is like, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Hey Swig. Um, but yeah. Yeah, so did people criticize Jessica when she didn't do the whole head swing and I got a bore? I don't know. I just feel like people are just always like nitpicking, and it even sucks worse if you're popular because I feel like people are like you're gonna have to work through this popularity. But yeah. All right. Well, I think it's about time we talk about. Oh, since I don't have this at the thing, did you watch Singles Inferno?
No. No.
Or would you watch it? Is it something you're even interested in? Because we did watch Too Hot to Handle, and it's not one to
And
one.
that was too hot to handle, so
Well, this one, okay, it is kind of intense. Not really intense. It's not as intense because it's not because I think Korea is a more conservative country. It's not like they're running around having sex and stuff like that. Like it doesn't have that same premise of Too Hot to Handle where they don't have sex, but like it's more like the coupling up aspect. So like it's like very like modest in the sense that they're not like running around doing that, but it's still very interesting because it's still like the dynamic of like, you know, kind of petty, like who's gonna couple up with who and who's interested in who about high school. I feel like you'll like it. Who did you say was cute?
I don't know. Let me look at the. I sent it, so.
Oh yeah, it
Oh,
was
it's
in our
on.
chat. Ooh, I'm a drink watching it with my friends this weekend. We need to have a stream. Everyone, if you haven't watch it because it's just like messy. But I've been obsessed with it, low key.
I
I
think the guy that owns that like a company, he owns like a clothing company.
oh Shihun? He like kind of is like a flower boy, really pale. He kind of looks like that actor Lee Jung Suk, I think.
Mhm. Oh,
I think I know who you're talking about, and I think I remember you putting in the
Choi
chat.
Hoon.
Who?
I think the Choi Hoon guy is good looking.
Choi
And
Shi-hyun?
then I guess that's his name. His Instagram is oh it is, yeah. Choi Soo. And then the guy that owns As Cottage.
Oh yeah, Jin Taek. I thought he was
Yeah,
attractive, but
he's very handsome.
he moved interestingly in the show. You should watch it. I'm gonna say everyone should watch
Interesting.
it.
What does that even mean?
I don't
Now
know.
I'm gonna be watching everything he does. Like him putting a cup on the table, like, is that what you meant? It's a little near the edge. Interesting.
I mean, like the way he behaved, I was like, I'm seeing something. I'm seeing something. But yeah, I don't know. I because the thing is, there's a lot of ways to interpret, and there's a lot of like, oh, culturally, this is blah blah, which made the discussion really interesting. But Andy says, I've been seeing this show everywhere. Is it like Terrace House? I've been seeing a lot of comparisons to Terrace House. Have you watched Terrace House?
I watched like 2 episodes of one season.
Okay, so you had like the premise, it's kind of like a real world type, like people live together,
Yeah.
which is interesting because my sister's a big fan of Terrace House, and she was talking about how like it was more like a real world, but then like I guess in later seasons there was an emphasis on like coupling up with people. They kind of wanted you to like it wasn't like you had to couple, but it was like I don't know, like that just seemed like what they were leaning towards. So I think Singles Inferno has that kind of aspect where it's just kind of like essentially it's kind of childish if you think about it, but the whole point is that there's like it starts out with I think 4 girls and 5 guys, and then they do like it's basically them getting to know each other, and the idea is like you want to like somebody that likes you back, and if you both choose each other, then you get to go to paradise because it's like Singles Inferno, and that like references where they stay on an island most of the time, and it's kind of like supposed to be hell because they don't have access to all the kind of food they want. They have to like cook food from scratch. They have to kind of walk a ways to get water and stuff. So if you're able to pair up and match, kind of like I guess Love Island, if you're able to pair up and match with like the person that you like, then you guys get to go to like an 8-star hotel and like have like a night out and get to know each other.
Didn't you just lie?
Well, so what happens is that the girls, they'll like choose somebody. The guys won't know who they choose, but the girls will choose somebody. And then the guys will then do their selection, will come out and say one by one, like individually, like who they want to go to paradise with. And so if who they say matches who chose them, then they could go. So I guess you could technically be like, choose me, but like,
Yeah. I'd be like, you want this like 5-star like restaurant food? Like choose me, I'll choose you. We don't have to have any romantic like interaction. We can pretend for the camera. I don't really care. But I just want that food and that hotel room.
Honestly,
Better than here.
there was multiple instances where people have accused contestants because they do this multiple times throughout the show, have accused contestants of not really being romantically interested in somebody, but just kind of choosing them because they knew that person liked them, and so they knew that if they chose that person, they'd have a chance of going to paradise.
That's
so
also smart. I would do that too.
So that did happen a lot, but it's very, very, very interesting. I first heard about it when I guess there was a controversy among international fans about the beauty standards discussed in early episodes. Yeah, I feel like that was also a big role because there was definitely girls that were more popular than others, and in particular, there was a contestant that was very pale. When she came out, the guys immediately commented on like how she looked pure and innocent and her pale skin was, you know, I don't even know, refreshing or whatever. And that immediately became it's really weird because like when I heard that, as much as I was like, dang, they ain't holding back, I was also like, I like, as somebody who consumes Korean media, I kind of already knew this. But because this show seems to even have blown up among people who don't often like interact with Korean like entertainment, like be that music, variety shows, whatever, it became like a huge thing because people were like, oh my god, that's so colorist or whatever. So I was like, wow, it's crazy how like just I'm like desensitized to it or whatever. But
yeah, I mean that Indian show, that what is that, the Indian Matchmaker?
is that a Netflix show? I haven't seen it, but
Yeah, my sister was obsessed with it. I just know a lot of people that watched it. But like they also had like things where they would just talk about we need a pale wife or whatever.
damn. Yeah.
So I feel like it's just a common, just different nations. It's just like pale is equal to pretty.
Yeah.
It's just so weird.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know because people will be like preference that, but I feel like without even considering the person's features, and don't get me wrong, this girl was very pretty girl, so it's not like, you know, she's ugly or whatever. Well, I don't want to say that. It's not like, oh, like they're literally just being like, it because she's pale she's already the best or whatever. But like, you know, it's crazy to think that like having one thing automatically shoots you up 8,000 points and makes you like uncomparable in some cases. And people like, I feel like, yeah, there's definitely things that I feel like I gravitate towards, but like the person still has to have other good qualities for me to be like, oh, this is a catch. So yeah. I don't know. But yeah, there was also kind of a controversy because there was one contestant who pursued another one like really, really I don't want to say aggressively, but really, really consistently, I should say, even when, you know, the contestant they're pursuing seemed like they had no interest in them. And so a lot of people, there's like kind of like this torn discussion as to whether the fact that, you know, he kept on trying to get with her was, you know, noble and persistent and showed that he really was serious, or if he was being like too obsessive and uncomfortable and stuff. So it's a lot, but, you know, it was interesting. It was an interesting, and
how many episodes?
It was only 8. It was only 8, and they released them 2 episodes at a time. So it was only like over like 4 weeks that it was kind of being released. So all of them are available now. But yeah,
they're like an hour long.
Yeah, they're about an hour long. You're like, maybe not. Maybe that's true. But
Yes, I'm also watching I'm watching a K-drama, or I'm trying to get myself to finish a K-drama.
Don't hurt yourself.
And because they're like freaking like 75 minutes long sometimes, and I'm like, this is a movie. This whole episode was a movie. I've watched like 3 movies right now, and it's only been 3 episodes.
Wait, what K-drama is it?
Crazy and Bad and Crazy. That's Dong-wook.
Who is it in it?
Dong-wook.
Dong-wook?
The guy from Goblin, he was also
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just really like him. He's so especially yeah. When he has a beard, he looks even
Schumann has some competition.
No.
You're like, he's not that cute. Calm down.
He's also much older than me.
Hi, Fortunate. All right, so let's get started with the hot topics because I feel like we could go on forever about different things. All right, so for one of the first topics that I feel like we need to talk about is your fave Jae. Ever since he left JYP, he's wildin'. He's wildin' in these Twitch streets, and you know he's my fellow coworker, so I want to keep it cordial, but we have to call him out, unfortunately. All right, so a lot of you guys probably heard of this, but just for like a full rundown of the story. So Jae, he was a former member of the JYP band / group Day 6. But at the very
sorry, wait, is that Jimin?
Yeah. I guess she goes by Jamie now though. Like officially.
That does not look like her. So
it was an interesting picture. I think this was from her Instagram, but I was too lazy to make my own side by side, so I just stole one. But it's cute there, you know.
No, she looks fine. It just doesn't look like her to me.
But yeah, so he I think it was like on the 31st of December. So literally at the very end of the year, his contract was terminated. But well, I don't want to say that. You know, they parted ways, him and JYP. So he's no longer in the group or under JYP. He's kind of a free man. And since then, he's kind of taken up Twitch streaming. And so I believe you saw the interview he did with Toast, who is another streamer on Twitch, where he kind of talked about how he's gonna kind of start Twitch streaming because he wants to make money so he can produce an album. But you know, it's something that, you know, even after that he wants to do casually. So he's been really grinding, doing, you know, Twitch and stuff. But recently he got in trouble because a clip from a Twitch stream that he did on January 9th went viral due to some words he said about fellow former label mate Jamie Park. So Jamie, if you guys don't know, she also used to be under JYP. She left in 2015. She used to be in a group called 15 but then I think that group kind of disbanded, and then she was just kind of under as a solo artist. But in 2019 they left. But they know each other because I think they both were on one of those K-pop audition programs. But you know, more recently they were both under JYP. And so I'm going to play the clip. Did you get a chance to listen to the clip, by the way?
No.
Okay. Hopefully you can hear it. Let me pull it up real quick, but it's a very interesting clip. I will say, I did find it a bit cringe, but there's a couple words I want to say about it. So I'm going to just play it first, and then we can kind of have a more in-depth discussion on it. So let me change views. Okay, so here's the clip. Oh wait, why isn't it playing? Wait a second, the audio is weird. Did I mute Twitter? Mute site? Unmute site? Huh, why isn't it playing? Okay, let me try refreshing. Is it just me? Maybe he blocked it. This clip has 9 million views. Why isn't it playing? Okay, I'm gonna move to there was a YouTube clip, but damn, that sucks because I wanted to show the difference between the clip that went viral versus a more extended clip that I found on YouTube. But I feel like we can get the gist if we watch the YouTube clip too. Fine. So let me pull up the YouTube clip. Is it still not working? Wait, what's going on? Oh, okay, wait, I have to change my sound settings. This is so embarrassing. Hold on. Okay, there you go. That should work. Okay, let's try this again. I'm a professional streamer. Streaming is my profession. All right. So this is the original clip from his YouTube stream. First of all, he's looking like a mad scientist with this setup. I got scored for a second. Okay.
Okay, now that I'm not in K-pop anymore, I could say this. Why Jamie trying to be a thought?
Yucky.
That's right, I said it, tell her. I said it, tell her.
Okay, so in this clip, this clip that's the one that went viral on Instagram, he's asking why Jamie, who we just referenced, is trying to be a thought. So I first wanted to put a pin in that before I showed the extended clip, but what do you feel about the word thought? Like if somebody called you a thought.
Called me a thought?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'd be like concerned. Well, it depends on who it came from, actually. I don't know.
If it was somebody that you were close with.
Yeah, like if someone I'm close with, depending on the person, still, I feel like it can be friendly, and then it could also not be
like playful friendly.
Yeah. Like, oh, look like a thought today or whatever. Like, like when you're about to go and party. I don't know. Like I've seen like people just do that. Like looking thotty.
Okay, like thotty yaddy yaddy. Like hands on my knees, shake my. What is it?
Yada 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 yada. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
like that.
But it was was just like a weird clip because for me, I was just like, what do you mean? Yeah, kind of like what you say. What do you mean by that? Like, how? Like, because like I just like it was just like missing so much context because it was like not that I would like take it seriously, like how is she a thought or whatever, but it's just like I was so confused as to where this was coming from. But I do want to say like this is bad the way he says that and then he just laughs and he's like tell her to. That doesn't look, it's not looking great for Mr. J. But I do want to say in his defense, don't, not actually, but I saw along this was interestingly clipped. I will say that. Not that the longer version is like makes him look better, but it is kind of interesting. So here's this 2-minute clip. It's a bit longer about kind of the whole thought thing.
Okay, now that I'm not in K-pop anymore, I could say this. Why Jamie trying to be a thought?
For a second, I forgot I keep here.
Thought what? You forgot what?
Like I forgot I can't hear the video.
Oh.
So I'm like just staring at it like why is it so
That's right, I said it. Tell her. I said it. Tell her. Tell her. Tell her. I said it. I'm just kidding. Jamie's incredible at music. She a baddie? What the fuck is what's the difference between a baddie and a thought? Like what's the energy and the difference? It's the same thing, right? Slam clip to Jamie, she's gonna be so pissed. She's gonna be so pissed, dude.
I want that chair.
I was gonna out of pocket, bro. Okay, I only say that because Jamie thought shaming right now. No, I am not. Jamie is a close friend of mine. Okay, she shits on me all the time. Right? I will do what I want. Jamie will call you. Yo, that'd be some funny ass shit in like 15 minutes. She hits me up. I will pick. If she hits me up in 15 minutes, I will pick up the phone on speaker. I don't care. I will do it. Oh my god. She's a badass queen. Yo, Jamie vocally, fucking demon.
Okay, so that's a bit of an extended clip. So I wanted to show that because in this clip, it does show him saying that he was kidding, which obviously like intent versus, the actual harm caused, obviously there's that there. But he does say he's kidding. He does go on to compliment her. It does give a vibe that he's trolling. And then like, it seems like he's trying to like rile her up with the way that he says that, if she calls me, like, I'll put it on stream or whatever, which I think, sorry, this is a side tangent, but I feel like it's so tacky when people use their friends for content without like their explicit permission. Like I would never just put somebody on speaker without them knowing that they're on stream. But yeah, so yeah, in the bit of extended clip, we get a bit more, I don't want to say context, but we get a bit more like the vibe that he was trying to put out. There's that. But continuing on, Jamie did catch wind of this, apparently. And so, like, in a series of tweets, she responded. So let's take a look at those. So these were the deleted tweets that she initially tweeted out. And I have the person I got the screenshot from on Twitter, but the tweets in question, she tweeted a what ? And then she quote tweeted it saying, "Just remember how much I cared about you even before you were in your last company, and how many times, if you are right, I prayed for you. Your questions were like mine. It's really sad." But she did end up deleting this, and she continued to say, "I'm just deleting it. I'm okay." And then finally she responded saying, "I hate that we as women have to be subjected to men's humor to appease incels on the internet, period." So what Jay said versus what Jamie said. Do you think that, like, what do you think was the disconnect here? Because from his tone, it seemed like he was like, oh, she'll get it. Like, she'll get that this is a joke or whatever. But she seems mad. So what do you think, like, happened here?
It makes me feel like they're not as close as he thinks they are.
Ooh.
My opinion.
That's
or he, I don't know. Because, like, because I would get it if, like, I don't know. I can't even describe like, because I could see it being bad, but like to me, thought like it is a bad word, but also it's also I've seen people use it in not a bad way
Mm-hmm.
and just use it to hype up their friends or whatever. So it's like it's just a matter of like I just feel like he isn't as or like the joke just missed.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I think that's either that or they're just not as close as you think.
Mm-hmm. And I feel
One
like,
of the
yeah, I feel like it's just very, very awkward because for him to like give this air that she would be find it almost that she would even find it funny because the way he said, "Oh, she'd be dragging me too," basically, and then she's like, "No." I feel like there is probably a disconnect in terms of like what would be comfortable, and I feel like that's really, really awkward. But I also think, like I said, like I feel like overall she didn't like this, but I also think like when fans send you something versus when you get to see it yourself, it might kind of change the context of it. So like maybe she saw the first clip and then the second clip, but either way, I feel like definitely he was off by how he like presumed she would respond to this. And I think that kind of, because I know a lot of people were just like, there wasn't a lot of people were dragging him, but some people were like, well, you don't know their friendship, you assuming that she should be mad about this or he shouldn't say this when you don't know the context of their friendship. But then when she came out with this, it was like, oh well, then people who were like saying that what he said was inappropriate, they were probably right, because she seems like she didn't like it either. But Daisy, that's a great comment. The joke might have been different in private setting with both of them there, but here the joke is at her expense, which is that's true. Like,
yeah.
maybe if he was just like, "You thought he asked," whatever, and she like when they were behind the scenes in Inkigayo or something, she would be like, ah, ha, ha. But I think kind of like what I was talking about before, like thought can be very loaded, right? Like thought literally stands for that hoe over there. And if we go like, to like the context of hoe is usually like a way to shame women for sleeping with a lot of men or whatever. So her, who, for the most part, she's still active in the K-pop industry, somebody close to her saying, why is she acting like a thought? People can take that and interpret it a lot of different ways. Like, oh, is she sleeping around? Is she blah, blah? Is she out here doing, So I feel like, yeah, that's something, saying that in public versus saying that as a joke in private. That is two different things. So that's a great point. But yeah, Andy says, to me, the fact that he prefaced this by saying she'd be mad and that's what he was going to say would be controversial is very telling. That's true. He's a bit of it seems like he's kind of going for like a troll lord. I don't want to say an edge lord, but like a troll lord a bit, like that vibe maybe. But yeah, but regardless, he did end up apologizing. He took to Twitter, and I believe it was literally this all happened in one day. And he said his apology, which read, "I wanted to make apology to Jamie and everyone about what I said. It was most definitely a comment made in poor taste, and I feel terrible for making Jamie feel the way she does. What I thought was friendly banter, I now realize wasn't. In no way was I referencing any kind of physical behavior or energy, trying to take a slight at Jamie, but rather the aura, is it aura or aura? There we go. Aura of what people, I can't read, y'all, of what people refer to as a baddie, and thought the two were synonymous. However, I do understand that this is in no way an excuse for my comment. My sincerest apologies to Jamie as well as everyone who was hurt by it." So yeah, it's kind of what you said. He's saying that he thought that thought and baddie were similar.
Honestly,
you do too.
In certain contexts, the way that like hearing people use it, they literally use them interchangeably sometimes, and I'll just be like, okay, I guess that's just what it is.
I think it depends who uses. Well, I guess it's hard because I do think. What does that make Megan song? Hands on my knees, shake my ass like a. What the heck? I'm so unhip.
I know.
Because I was gonna say, I was like, but who uses? What is it called?
Ish.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like, I don't know, because I feel like it's one of those. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm literally discussing the nuances of thought. Because my first thing was gonna say who uses it interchangeably. Because if it's men in like rap songs, well, or like men in general that use it interchangeably, you know, that's different from like maybe if like a woman uses it. But there are women that say thought, but I think like even in hands on my knees, shake my like a on my thought ish. Yeah. The way
I don't think I
she's
ever listened to this song.
referring to it is like not that I am a thought, but I'm acting like a thought. And I feel like that welcome to my
on your glasses.
right?
As you can see here in this sentence.
Thoughtology. Welcome to Thoughtology 101. Please turn your textbooks to page 239. But no, like I feel like even that kid, it's not like she's calling herself a thought. She's saying she's on her thought-ish. So I'm acting like thought, but I'm not one. You know what I mean? So I feel like there is nuisance, but I can see like if somebody's like doesn't use those words, how they could get confused. But definitely like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it holds up because he was questioning when people are like, oh wait, like he did say what's the difference between a baddie and a thought, but I was just like I don't know, because I feel like if you would have called her a baddie, you wouldn't have laughed after, and you wouldn't have saying like tell her I said that, because you saying tell her I said that and it like, you know, insinuating you knew she would get mad. I feel like that insinuates you know that what you're saying is not necessarily praise. You know what I mean? Because I want to be like, oh my God, Jaes, you're a great singer. Jaes is a great singer. And tell her I said that. Well, I would say that because I would want you to know that I think that. But like, you know, like if I was threatening, you know, if I was like trying to get on your nerves, like I would say something like, oh, tell Jaes that I said her fave was, what was that guy? Hua Young from Boys 24, who said that his fans' breath stink. I would say that's your fave. I'd say that's your fave, and that's like, and I'm like, tell Jaes.
You will always remember that story. I feel like you're.
I'm keeping his memory alive. No, it's not. I just find it so funny because he said, if y'all come to my fan sign, y'all better have Listerine strips on deck because I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all smell. But yeah.
That's funny.
But let me jump in the chat real quick. Annie says, I think it's the nuance for me. Like, he contrasts her vocals, which he calls beastly, and that she's talented, which is positive, with her image or how she presents herself. It implies that's a negative thing. I think that's a great point, because after he was like, nah, just kidding. She's a beast vocally. She's so talented musically. So I feel like, I don't know, like even if he was confused with like the actual terminology, like the actual like meaning behind thought, I feel like he knew it was not a compliment. You know what I mean? Because like to contrast it with an actual compliment, you know, like, you know, when somebody's like, you know, I love, you know, Twice has such good discography, but they can't sing or something like that. Like they like, you know, when people preference something positive if they're gonna say something that's like a bit negative. That's what I feel. But either way, I feel like I feel like it, you know, this is like a long list of like you know, World War III-esque battles he's been having with K-pop fans, even before he officially left K-pop or whatever. Because I will say that statement when he was like, since I'm not in K-pop anymore, a lot of people were like, what do you mean by that? Like, not in like a, like, they don't know that he left K-pop, but like, why are there only certain things you can say when you're not in K-pop, kind of? And
are people actually asking them?
We
all know why. He has
True.
no management breathing down his neck.
Listen, I'm just trying to be controversial. Don't expose me. But earlier this month, he also got into an issue when he was recorded during another Twitch stream, referring to K-pop as kids bop music. Listen,
I watched the video.
Okay, you know it. Okay. I laugh because he's violent. Like, he does not care. Like, that's crazy for me that he just does not care. But okay, like we said, and like you just mentioned, on the Toast thing, he talked about how he did not have a great time in K-pop, right? And music aside, I can't be mad at him if maybe his view on K-pop, whether it's like the industry or if he has a bad vibe for it, because didn't in the thing he talked about how, like you said, he felt stifled he felt controlled. And I feel like since he was a K-pop artist, I can't really tell him how his experience in K-pop was. You know what I mean? Like if he wants to cut ties because he had a truly miserable time, I can't be like, no, you can't say that, blah, blah. Like, okay, him saying K-pop was kids pop, that was a lot because, you know, K-pop there's a lot of different K-pop artists. But him just not wanting to, you know, mess with K-pop anymore. I mean, if you had a bad experience somewhere, I'm not going to fault you for not wanting to mess with it.
Yeah.
But what did he say? He said that like he said he had like a goal or something with his music for this year.
Oh, he wanted to have like something where I was like, is that gonna happen? Because I feel like it was like really high. It was a really high goal. I was like, whoa.
He like wanted a Grammy or
like
something?
top 10 or something. Oh god. I'd really be like, okay, you're out of your league. I'm so sorry, sir. But I feel like it was like top 10 on Billboard or something.
Oh, yeah. I think that was it. Yeah, he wanted a top 10 on Billboard. And I'm like, okay, I get that you don't want like the K-pop constituency to be your fan base anymore. You're trying to go for the poggers, Omega Law, you know, crowd now. But you like butting heads with them is not going to help you reach your goal. I mean, I'm sure there's some K-pop fans that just off the strength of him like being in a K-pop group before would be happy to help him reach his goal of getting like a top 10. But now that like, you know, he's saying stuff like this, they're going to hate it.
Yeah. I mean, the kids pop things. I thought it was like really funny.
Not a Jae stan. She said, "Stop coming for my man, Jae." All right.
I just think he's just a troll. I don't think he's like trying to burn bridges or anything. It just seems like he's just like trolling, and then that's it. And if you don't like it, well, I guess it makes sense. Also,
true.
I don't think he's going to be very upset. I don't think he's losing everybody.
I think that's true.
I was going to say, there are K-pop people I feel like that don't take themselves that seriously or like the genre that seriously, so they'll take it as like kind of like whatever, you know. It's sort of funny.
That's true. That's true. And I definitely think the people who have a problem with it are going to be louder than the people who don't care either way. I will say though, I think while like you said, like, you know, there's people that won't care either way. There's people that he'll lose. But I also think with this kind of like rhetoric, when people hear this, he's also gaining a like consistency of people. Like, I don't know why, but there's like a very vocal section of like Twitch watchers who like hate K-pop fans. And hate, like, you know, the way, like, feel like they're too rabid, feel like they do too much on Twitter. And, like, hearing stuff like this or hearing, like, the back and forth that happens with Jae between K-pop fans, they're, like, cheering him on. So I feel like there's, like, a constituency, I keep saying constituency, but, like, a population that he's gaining that just love the fact that he's seemingly, like, trolling K-pop fans or being really edgy about the K-pop world. And, you know, do like, you know, attract who you want to attract, but I feel like maybe I don't want to, because I don't know if he's purposely trying to do that or whatever, like attract the people or trying to placate to the people who are very anti-K-pop or very anti-K-pop fan, I should probably say. But you know, I don't know if that's a crowd that I would want to attract.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's an interesting. If he really thought to keep get these people, that's like. Is thinking outside the box. I would not be thinking like that. He leaves K-pop and he's like, I gotta find these people that hate these K-pop fans.
He's like,
so they can power me to the top 10.
They'll hate K-pop fans so much that they'll just be like, we have to get him to #1 so he can talk more shit. That's a good point, Swiggle. Are these though the type of people that would actually buy and listen to his music, or are they just there when he's trolling K-pop stands? That's a great point, because there's people who legitimately stan people and don't even buy their music. So yeah. No, I wasn't even pointing at you. I was just talking about.
No, I'm pointing myself out. I had to get it off my chest.
And he says, I guess his actions/attitude seem very performative. Like he's playing up to his audience and other streamers, and it seems like he's just wanting to distance himself from the K-pop brand, but in a drastic way. And Does he? I
Like
don't.
Miley Cyrus shaking her butt on Robin Thicke. She was like, I gotta get out of Disney, please. Please.
That's so true. You can definitely compare it to like when a wholesome Disney pop star or whatever, wants to kind of cut ties to their kitty image, and so they do something like edgy and drastic. Yeah. I could kind of see that. This is his like can't be tamed moment. Go for Go for him. He's like, can't be tamed. K-pop is lame.
Oh god. That could be his song, honestly. Like, oh my gosh, is that Can't Be Tamed? Is he sampling that? Bring me back.
Imagine. It's very pick-me-ish. Yeah. The thing is, I'm like, how much of it, and to be fair, there's like this kind of overarching idea of how much you perform when you're streaming and stuff like that in general, like how much that's the real you and how much that's a persona. But yeah, when he laughed, it didn't seem like a genuine laugh. It seemed like a kind of like, I don't know, like, and I don't know him, so I don't know what his like usual laugh is, but it seems kind of like, I'm gonna like laugh really hard to sell that this is really funny, you know what I mean, or sell that I find this so funny, but maybe it's not that funny. So yeah, I was kind of getting that sense too. It was like a very push to be edgy, but again, I don't know him. So have you watched him play? Because you watch like the Toast crowd, or you've never watched him play with like, has he played with like Valkyrie and them?
I've seen him play like Valorant and like Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen him on other people's streams, and he'll like appear. But or like, you know that offline TV and Friends thing, like where they show like different clips.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll see him through that too. That's yeah.
What is his like vibe usually like when he's interacting?
Trolling.
Oh, really?
I don't like being a troll. I honestly think that's his goal.
Oh god. So at least he's consistent. But yeah, either way, I feel like it's gonna be like, again, I'm not saying that he has to like just never say anything because with the fear of like K-pop fans not liking what he says or whatever. But I feel like, there's like battles, and I feel like calling Jimmy a thought wasn't like the best thing. Saying the kids pop comment, I mean, do what you want, but I feel like do what you want, but also don't be surprised when people are mad. That being said, I don't think he deserves to be harassed for it, like, or anything like that, for saying K-pop is like kids pop or whatever. But like, I guess pick and choose your battles.
Did he say it's like kids pop or is kids pop?
Let me play the audio.
Kids pop.
Let me play the audio real quick.
The K-pop.
About K-pop music to Mrs. Streamer again, please.
Oh wait, here, let me play it real quick. I'm just gonna. Okay, wait. Let me just play the whole thing. Well, it's about a minute clip. That's not too bad. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's the clip.
So
Yeah,
Can
I know.
you say about K-pop music to Mrs. Streamer again, please? No, I will not play K-pop music. I don't want to anger anybody. If that answers your question. Yeah. You guys can go listen to your kids bop somewhere else. I was kidding.
No card.
Okay, it was a bit trolly too in that way. But yeah, he basically somebody asked him, I guess, to play some K-pop music, and he said he doesn't want to, and that you can listen to your kids bop somewhere else, and he kind of laughed after it. So it does seem very trolly. It does, that he's just trying to get a rise out of people. But it's like, if you troll and the point of trolling is to get a rise out of people, then when you get the rise, you can't be surprised, right?
I mean, is he surprised?
That's true. I don't know.
I feel like we've never seen his face when he's like being like told these things.
That's true. I don't know. Listen, Jay, if you want to make it to the top 10 of Billboard, what you need to do is next stream be like, hey, BTS paved the way, and maybe you could get some residual armies. Just kidding.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I was gonna add on there. All you have to say is BTS paved the way. Also, the reason I said kids pop is because I honestly everything but BTS sounds like. And then we get all the things.
He gets to number one next week. No, listen.
Honestly,
no.
without even music, he's just number one.
I'm not gonna fall for that. All right. I don't know, because I don't even know what his indie music would sound like. But yeah, I feel like making enemy unnecessarily out of K-pop fans is just not the best way, because why would you want to like completely alienate I don't know, because again, maybe he's super traumatized from the K-pop industry, because it's very clear he did not enjoy himself. But yeah. It's like, oh. Don't get me dragged by the army tonight. I'm trying to
You started it. You said it, and then you gave me the idea. In fact, I blame you. She put it in my mind. If anything, like all the things I said, blame her, please.
Don't do this to me. All right. So overall, Jae, live your life. All right. Moving on. We have a bit of a sad story with Taemin.
Oh.
Yeah. So Taemin, who has been in the military.
The top thing.
Oh my God. Wait.
This was so funny. Always his thought in like all caps. And then Taemin pointing at Taemin.
I always forget to change it. Taemin becomes
a thought. No.
Public service. Oops. I cannot spell. It's public service worker. All right. So we have the story. So essentially, when Taemin initially enlisted, he apparently was a member of the military band. But it was announced this week that Taemin will be completing the remainder of his military service as a public service worker. And on January 14th, SM Entertainment, his entertainment company, announced that Taemin had been transferred from the military band to public service due to worsening symptoms of depression and anxiety. So in the statement, they said, this is SM Entertainment. As of January 14th, Taemin has been transferred from the military band to supplementary service. Due to symptoms of depression and anxiety that Taemin has been suffering from before his enlistment, he continued to receive treatment and therapy while carrying out his service. However, because of his symptoms recently worsening, the military has determined that it has become impossible for him to continue his military life and treatment at the same time, and he has accordingly transferred to supplementary service. Therefore, Taemin plans to fulfill his military duty as a public service worker. We apologize for giving you cause for concern through the sudden news, and we will continue to focus on Taemin's treatment in the future and do our utmost to ensure that he can find stability. Thank you. This was so shocking and so sad. Like, yeah. I really hate hearing things about this, like people struggling behind the scenes. I didn't know how ethical this was, because I don't know, the way I see like mental health and stuff like that, usually it's like keep it private until like somebody like says you can. But apparently there was a post where I saw that some of the people who were like working alongside him in the military were kind of, talking about how much he was like struggling and how like hard he was trying to work to try to like still be able to maintain and like participate in the band and things like that, but talking about him like taking medicine and things like that. So it seemed like he was like really trying his best to just like persevere, because I mean, I don't know, like kind of like we were talking about before, it's really hard being in the public eye.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like who knows how people would react to this, right? Like, luckily we've been seeing really positive reactions, but I'm sure there's some people who are gonna like hold this against him and be like, oh, he's faking his blah 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 and saying all this stuff. So it's like really always a gamble and super scary when you come forward with this kind of stuff. But yeah.
I hope that makes him feel better though.
Yeah.
That people like, honestly.
Yeah. But yeah. It's just so sad. Oh, and struggling with that while like obviously everyone who struggles with depression and anxiety, that's like a battle. Like there's no comparison for like, it's like this person has it worse, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know. It's very scary to think that doing that while in the military and then also being like a famous idol, like that's just a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Like this has nothing to do with that, but okay, I'm gonna let me read some comments first. Andy says, I'm glad he's getting help and stepped away from the position that was affecting him so much. Andre says, poor Tay, I hope he's getting good treatment. Daisy says, poor baby, Cheese, hope it helps him get better. Yeah. And it's good that like, he like it was assessed in a way where they're like, okay, this isn't good for him, let's try to change things to make it easier for him. And like seeing like his mental health is coming first, that's like really great. But yeah, so I just wanted to like point that out because it was something like it was really really sad to hear. But yeah, I hope this being able to change his type of military work will let him focus on his treatment. So so good luck to Taemin. We love you, my fave. Stay.
We know you're watching.
He's watching it right now. But yeah. So let's move on to the next topic. So the next topic, I will literally start off by saying I'm trying my best to be respectful. I know it's above my pay grade, but I really wanted to talk about this because it was a big topic and I, thought that it was interesting to talk about. So of course, I'm talking about Yiren from Everglow. I'm just going to say, am I saying it correctly? Because I saw the Hangul and it was Yiren, but I know like her name is spelled Yiren, and I listened to her introductions over and over again, but I wanted to make sure it's like if it's Yi or E, I think it's Yiren. But yes, she recently ran into some controversy this week when a video of her and Everglow at a fan site event sparked a bit of controversy and discussion because of bowing. So let me real quick turn this show and tell switch. Okay. All right. So essentially what happened was back on January 2nd, her group Everglow held a fan meeting to celebrate their third mini album, Return of the Girl. So during the fan meeting, members decided to respectfully greet their fans for the new year, and they did so by doing a deep bow, which is a form of bowing where you get on your knees, hands and knees, and they in this article, it says that in Korean it's called a greeting of kunjo. So what kind of stood out though to people and what kind of went viral is during this group bow, she was the only one not to like get on her knees and like do the full bow. And instead she kind of, clapped her hands, and you see her doing this move. And so in this article that I got from K-pop, it's saying that the move that she was doing is a type of traditional Chinese greeting. Which was like, again, a learning situation because I didn't realize that this was actually like something. I thought she was just kind of like, oh, well, I'm not going to bow, but, just know that we out here, y'all, like, but a lot of people started looking at this and, thinking it was disrespectful because she didn't bow. And a lot of the way that it was initially presented was that she like chose not to honor her fans or like, blah, blah. And like, she was very, like, it was like very defiant. So, it was a lot of like, back and forth, but people did point out, a lot of people on social media, and a lot of people of Chinese descent did, point out that this type of bowing, like that type of deep bow in Chinese culture, is something that you reserve to like your ancestors. So I'm going to pull up this thread that I found on Twitter, kind of explaining the situation by Winnie Mode. So let me pull that up and we can continue the discussion. All right, so they said regarding Yiren's recent incident of not bowing down on her knees to Korean fans, a few C4evers, Everglow's fandom, wanted me to share their perspective on the issue. So they continue, in Chinese culture, one only kowtows, which is the bowing on the knees, in front of gravestones of their ancestors or in parts of China to their grandparents. In other words, it's not about disrespecting Korean culture, but it would be inappropriate for her to kowtow because of her own culture and identity. Instead, she expresses to everyone, wish you prosperity and riches next year in the Chinese manner. So I think that's referring to the motion she did. So they went on and talked about, because one of the things that a lot of people, especially on the international side, was like, well, she's not the only Chinese idol. So what do Chinese idols usually do when something like this comes up? And people were pointing that, maybe they won't do like the full thing, but maybe they'll do like a bow to a lesser degree. So This user, Winnie, goes on to say, with that stated, they believe the Korean outlets were targeting Yiren because many other Chinese idols in Korea do not kowtow, but they are not victims of reporters. And so she has an example, or sorry, this user has an example of Ning Ning. You see the other members of aespa are like doing the bow with the hands, and she kind of just like does like not deeper. I'm sure these have like formal names, so I don't want to like say anything incorrectly. But yeah, and there's Pinky. They show Pinky from Pristine, and she's doing like a modified version, and then they show the two Chinese members of 17 doing like a modified version. So essentially, kind of the debate became like, first of all, was she being targeted for like no specific reason, but also like, is it a situation where when in Rome, do as the Romans do? So as a Chinese idol, you should be expected to do like the, full, deep bow, or, she, as a Chinese idol, people should respect, the fact that it's not appropriate in her culture to do deep bow, under, those circumstances. So, Jazz, what do you think?
Like with all these examples, I feel like it's weird that they pointed her out.
Yeah.
Seems like it's been happening for a couple of years, so it's worked fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I do feel like, because for me, like, again, not really knowing about this custom and this part of Chinese culture, I've never like noticed it.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like I've stand a plenty of groups with Chinese idols, and I've never really noticed it. So it was weird, but it seemed like this has always kind of been a thing where it's just like they do their best to kind of come to a compromise, which I think like you can't really fault somebody on that. I mean, like a lot of people were using the when in Rome do the Roman as the Romans do, and I think I get that, but up until a point. Because it's just like, okay, there's a difference between not doing something because you're just like, I don't care about this custom, versus it actively like clashes with your culture. And I feel like that's kind of the difference. It's not that she's just doing it because she doesn't like, she thinks it's dumb or something like that. She doesn't feel like it's because, she has her own culture where some things are appropriate and some things aren't appropriate. But yeah, it was interesting that given all the, Chinese idols in like, otherwise Korean groups who've, dealt with this or whatever, that it became such a hot issue with her in particular. But yeah,
what made it stand out was the fact that she jumped around.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think everyone else is kind of like, let me just kind of like, I'll bow, but it's not gonna be like that deep bow. Well, she's like, hey, like she basically looks like she's dancing, while everyone else is like doing like a serious thing.
Yeah, pretty much. So jumping in chat, Andy said, so cultural differences, pretty much. Andre says, I feel like her being Chinese and having those traditions should be respected. When I first saw it, I didn't understand the context of it. And so now I'm just like, okay, it's her culture. What's the problem? Andy says, it's always complicated when it comes to cultural differences because there's a good reason on both sides. She's a Korean idol, so it's understandable to follow the customs there. But she's also... Oh, she's also Chinese. Sorry, I kind of lost where I was. She's also Chinese and has her own customs. It seems like her and the other idols are doing their best to compensate for differences in culture and try and be respectful, but also stick to her list. Yeah, it's like crazy how when you're an idol, you're also like a diplomat basically, because a lot of like there's been a lot of instances where idols have run into problems because of something across cultural or country lines, and they're kind of just doing what they know or trying to their best, but it becomes like an issue. Like obviously like the Chewy situation when she had the Taiwan flag, that becoming an issue, and just
so messy.
Yeah, and she was like a baby. She was like 16. Like imagine being the face of a dang like cultural war at 16 when you just wanted to dance and sing. But yeah, I definitely see both sides, but I feel like, I don't think she's trying to be vicious about it. She's just trying to like not get flamed in like each direction. So like, I don't know. I feel like it kind of sucks that she's getting all this heat, but I feel like it was like she was trying to put her best foot forward, in that situation. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. Like this is so hard. Like imagine that is so hard. And especially because it's like she's not the first one to do it, so she must have been really surprised that this went viral. But also I feel like, and hear me out because obviously I'm not a Korean fan, so I don't know. But if I was her fan, like if I was a Korean Everglow fan, I feel like I feel like people should be polling. Did they feel offended, or are they like on board and no because she's Chinese? You know, because I feel like, you know, fans tend to be more understanding like about, you know, where their favorites come, you know, to a degree. Like obviously if they're not just if they're being straight, but like if her fans don't mind or her fans don't care because they're like, oh, okay, well I get the whole, you know, your Chinese aspect of it, then I feel like, I don't know, like they were the ones being bowed to, so
that makes sense.
yeah. But I think what kind of added a bit of insult to injury is that kind of shortly after this whole incident blew up on January 9th, it was announced that Everglow, her group, will temporarily be promoting as 5 members as she's going back to China to take a break from activities. So in particular, so a lot of people were like, this was like bad timing, but from what I read, she was going back to China to celebrate as a break to celebrate Chinese New Year with her family. But a lot of people were seeing like, oh, they're getting her up out of here because of like the controversy. So it seemed like bad timing to me. But apparently on like the Chinese side of things, there were a lot of people like praising her for like sticking by her like culture and guns. So I saw some like really shady stuff about people being like, oh, she's gonna jump ship to China now or whatever. But yeah, it just must be really stressful. This is why I'm not an idol, Jazz. Even though I was in SM Entertainment.
You can literally sneak. I thought you were in JYP.
I, you know, did my stint. I was in SM, YG, and JYP. SM was the one that like it because I was supposed to be in SNSD. So they did kick me out because they're like, you know, I would have been the youngest, and they're like, you don't make a good maknae, you're too much. And I was like, okay, sure, I can't speak Korean, sing, dance, or do anything, but you know, I don't even want to, you know, bring that up because Taeyeon knows what she did. I'm just kidding.
Taeyeon's just probably like,
Tiffany knows what she did.
Now it's Tiffany.
They know what they did. all three. Well, it's one of the 3 members.
Who's the third?
Sooyoung knew what she did. She knows what she did.
Pick one of y'all.
Y'all choose. Do eeny, meeny, money, mo. Quickly. But yeah. Andre says, I just don't think it should have been made into a bigger deal than it was. Honestly, I was surprised because like Everglow is obviously a big group, but like I feel like they're not the type that people are like constantly trying to find ways to bring them down, you know, that people usually do with groups, but it just sucks. But yeah, it sucks because it's hard, and I'm sure like when she decided she wanted to be an idol in Korea, she didn't think that this would be like a constant thing she would have to be wary of. But yeah. So shout outs to her. I hope she's like enjoying her time with her family and this is not stressing her out too much. But yeah, it's a difficult situation. It's a pretty difficult situation. All right. So for the last story of the day, question mark, because I'm not sure if it is. Step back. I don't know what I wanted to say. I don't know what I wanted to say. But yes, the super group that was announced by SM that includes one Boa, Winter and Karina from aespa, Wendy and Sugi from Red Velvet, and Hyohyun and Taeyeon from SNSD. People are really, I guess this is the female answer to the Jopping Kings themselves, Super M. So they're called Got the Beat, right? That's the full name?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Got the Beat, they debuted with a song called Step Back. And while a lot of people were excited for this, like they looked good, these are some of like the faves when it comes to SM girl groups. And I actually think it's doing decently well, you know, considering all things. There was a tad bit of a controversy with their song Step Back. So the image that they're giving is very girl boss, girl power, girl chandelier because they're very sparkly, but like you know, it's very like, I feel like when people heard the lineup, they heard what was going on, they're like, oh my God, this is about to be a girl crush, girl empowerment song. However, you know, people were kind of thrown for a loop due to the step back songs kind of like what it was about. So, Jess, do you want to explain what it's about? Because I feel like you've heard it more.
I mean, from what I remember, it's just like it seems like a song that's just about a girl telling another girl to step back from their man.
Yeah.
So like don't get close, step back.
Yeah, and so like a lot of people did not appreciate it in some of the I guess like lines and stuff like that because they felt like, you know, this is 2022. Are we still doing songs about, you know, stay away, don't mess with my man, I'm gonna be the one to break it to you? Like, you know, people really wanted like a more girl power-ish anthem. I know a lot of people are saying they felt it was a bit misogynistic. I don't know what lines in particular people were putting out, but overall people just did not like the like point of the song because they felt like, you know, here's a bunch of girl crush icons and you're making them sing about like essentially fighting with another woman over a man. Like, so what was your thoughts about when you heard about this controversy?
I'm never a person that really cares for lyrics, so I was just kind of like, okay. I mean, there's so many songs like this. I don't know. I mean, I get the upset feeling of like being like, oh, I thought this was going to be like I'm a powerful woman type of song rather than stay away from my man type of song. Like, I get that feeling, but I don't really think the lyrics were that bad or like not something that has been done before, like that hasn't been done before. It seems very basic. It's not like bad. In my opinion, it's a situation that can happen.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah,
may not happen a lot, but like
yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a situation of like just a disconnect of like what your audience is going to be, because in my opinion, while it's like not the worst thing, I think if I was putting together a group with Boa, Sugi, Wendy, Taeyeon, like people who are known for having like mainly female fan bases, like I feel like why would they want to hear a song like this? Like I feel like I would be like, okay, I like no, like I feel like it's just kind of missed with the target audience, you know what I mean? So it's like there would like, if knowing who you were gathering in this group and who was going to listen to the song, there was like way better concepts that you could have come with.
yeah,
Because it's just
I honestly
like,
feel like if they had an album and this was a B-side,
nobody would
people
care.
wouldn't care as much. Yeah, they wouldn't care as much. They'd be like, okay. And there'd probably be more people being like, oh, I actually like this song. Because it's not that bad of a song.
Yeah, I was gonna
it's just
say
not what I was expecting.
I actually, and Andre, I feel like such a fake because I said the song sucks, but after listening to it a couple times, it actually is.
She was
very,
out here
very...
singing it. I was like, I came into stream, she was like singing.
Don't expose me. No, that's because that part when it's like na 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 next level, na 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 next level. Like it's just so chaotic, and it reminds me of like an EXO song, like in the beginning when they're like, I don't know, it's very catchy. But yes, I feel like, you know, once again, bless, like not knowing Korean has saved me because I don't actually have to think about what they're saying. Aside from like the English parts, I can just make up what I think the song is about pretty much. But yes, it's just like, yeah, it's like who did you think this was for? Who did you think was gonna listen to this? As very weird. Yeah. Swiggle said, like, didn't people say ITZY was making too many songs about self-empowerment and now they only make songs about wanting a boy like them? So pick people. That's true. People will literally pick apart concepts like that. I remember Twice used to get like too many cutesy Opa songs, but now like people will like clown you if you do too much girl crush because people will say it comes off as like fake or whatever.
I think this like we need balance.
It's a what?
like I feel like people just want balance, but like
Mm-hmm.
not all groups are meant to be like that. They're meant to have like a certain style. So if you don't like that, then just leave.
That's true. That's true. But yeah. Let's see. Andy says, as a fan of Super M and their music, it's crazy how in response to this song, some people have been saying they wish they had a song more like Dropping. Crazy because people have been saying they wish they had a more Jopping-esque song.
They had a jopping song?
Yeah.
What the heck was jopping even about? Put your hands in the air. Like, really? You want that over, like, at least this has meaning. Like, what? I don't really care. You really did. Left and right.
I need to move balls in the big stacks, and I need to move balls in the big stacks. Like, I forget what you said. But...
like, if people are saying that, I don't think they need to re-listen to Jopping.
I'm low-key saying that. Well, the thing is, I loved Jopping. Not that
I remember driving home from work every day and listening to Jopping and be like, put your hands. I was like, I love that part. And the
oh, that song. I love that
good
so
song,
much.
but like, come on. What is that even? I still don't know what it's about. I'm about to look this up.
It is crazy because it is a 180 from when Jopping came out, because there was a lot of Jopping slander when it initially dropped. And I think partially it was because people hated the idea of Super M altogether, but like I remember people clowning the mess out of Jopping. But yeah, hi Silent Wolf, welcome to the stream. It's K-pop night. Wendy singing that Another Level part is stuck in my head. Yes, all of them when they do that, like nah, nah, like that part is so enjoyable to me. Especially when Winter's like next level. I was like, oh, they're really out here promoting aespa. They said
this was all just for aespa. Everyone else can leave after this.
Honestly, okay. You remember when Super M initially came out and everyone was like, oh my god, this is so annoying, it's just to promote NCT, please leave EXO and Taemin out of it, blah blah. Do you get a similar vibe for Got the Beat, but in terms of aespa?
I mean, not really. I think they at least evened it out. They took like 2 girls from each group rather than, I think Super M had like 3 NCT members.
Well, do you count Wavy as NCT? Because I think it had 4. It had 2 Wavy members,
two
like
2 Wavy members?
Yeah, it was like, oh my god, who was it?
Oh yeah, it was 10. They had 4 people. They had 4. No, they were really trying. It's just like the EXO 2014.
Us as EXO fans will never get over that. We'll be on our deathbed like.
Piss me off. There were like 2 EXO members each episode, but 5 different NCT members. Like.
That was so bad. I remember the girls were cutting up on EXO chocolate about that one. They were mad. But yeah, Daisy says, nah, sorry, I'll take the pick me and they both I feel like have their merits, but yeah, I think it was a good balance too, but there were certain things that I noticed that I was like, okay, not that I think they're trying to push aespa, but also it's kind of a questioning how much push does aespa need, because if you actually think about it, last year out of everyone in this group, they had the biggest hit. They have the 2 biggest hits. So it's like, obviously, like, you can't compare, like, somebody who's freshly popular to, like, legends that are, like, in this group, like, K-pop legends that are in this group. But it's like, you know, they're not doing too bad. I feel like they're really getting their public popularity. They had one of the biggest songs last year, etc., etc. But I did think it was interesting how Karina starts off the song, and then they referenced Next Level. I'm like, I don't think that was not, like, I feel like that was a bit intentional. But you know, marketing is part of the game. So, but yeah, I thought it was interesting. Swiggle says, the thing is, people drag Twice's cute concept, but at least Twice's like ooh ah and cheer up had lyrics where they still talked about their high self-esteem and wanted somebody at their caliber. Like BP looks the part of empowerment. Ooh, are we going there? But the majority of their title tracks were about wanting a boy's affection. So like, just say you like the color black and glitter and go and combat boots. As somebody who was fans of both, I did notice the bias that some K-pop fans would have with like what is like, I don't know, because I feel like hating you can hate who you want, don't get me wrong, but like being so vitriol towards a female group because they're not acting in a way that you want them to act in, like, you know, if it's a cute concept, because you don't like cute concepts, but you're not sitting here bashing everyone with cute concept. You just don't watch it. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many songs where I'm just like, I reference it and you're like, I don't know what that is, and I'm like, okay.
I don't associate.
Yeah.
A-Pink? A-Pink before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you stand
Their
now.
song.
Yeah, you like their songs now. But yeah, I agree. And like, that's no shade to Blackpink. If anything, it's shade to people who, you know, be like, feminist empowerment. But it's like, okay, but like, is it and is it just an aesthetic for you? What empowerment looks like? But yeah, it's a complicated issue because I don't know. I feel like female groups are always picked apart, and the trends like waver, because I remember during like that Twice era, and it actually happened during A-Pink too. People were so pro like girl crush that anybody who wasn't that got bashed. But then it kind of shifted because we had so many girl crush groups, and I feel like that was like specifically in response to the fact that people were like not messing with cute concepts, that then people started rolling their eyes at girl crush groups like BP. There was a point where BP went from the girl group that was used to hate on other girl groups to the girl group that people would hate on because they're like, oh, it's all just fluff. Like, who are you really? Like, oh, they don't do this. They don't write their songs. They don't blah, blah. Like, how empowering are they actually? So.
The whole writing songs thing always makes me like cringe. When people are like, but did they write the song? It's like, no. Maybe not. Oh, maybe they did. Cool. If they did, great. But like, if they didn't, they're not here to write songs. They're here to sing and perform it.
I was gonna say, being a performer versus being a songwriter are two different things. And if you only signed up to be a performer, then it's cool if you write your songs, but it's not something that I would expect. So yeah, it's weird when people hold that against an idol, because there's people who can write songs, but they're not that great singers. And then there's people who can sing up and down, but never wrote a lyric in their life. So am I supposed to sit here and act like that person's untalented just because they didn't write, you know?
Yeah.
And that's on period. But I just hate how the girl crush side seems to really shit on cute concepts. Like, are people not multifaceted? Are girls and boys and people cute and edgy? That's true. That's true. I was just like, I don't understand. If you just don't like it, just don't like it. Like, I think I mean, to be fair, I think it was because Twice was so popular. Maybe they felt like it was being shoved down their throats in an aspect. I don't know. But I don't know. But yeah, that's weird because but the thing is, it sucks because Blackpink was used so much to shit on other girl groups that were doing cute. I feel like when the tides changed, they became like such a target because they're like, well, you know, people used to always act like they're so great, but they're actually not that great. And so then it just, you know, turned from hitting one girl group to another girl group, like, and it was really, really weird.
Yeah,
but it was definitely interesting seeing people go from shitting on Twice and everything they do to like actually respecting them a bit more. I don't know. I think the change happened when Fancy dropped, but I would like to think it happened a bit before that. I don't know. When did people stop hating Red Velvet?
When did they hate? Like when?
I feel like, well, to be fair, let me not, because I feel like there are people who hate but like are like, you know, career haters. So like anything coming out of SM they hate, or anyone who's popular they hate. So but I remember they got a little hate, I feel like.
Maybe in the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like they were never really truly
hated.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I feel like they got the kind of quintessential new SM group. Oh, you're nothing like, you'll never live up to like SNSD and, you know, FX and et cetera, et cetera. Then people kind of got over that. Kind of like what aespa's getting now.
Yeah. Except now they can't really say that because now it's like,
oh yeah,
it took them less than a year to just be like, okay, so shut up.
It's honestly
Anyway.
crazy. That was so quick. And I honestly thought it would be like a bit before they took off, because I feel like they have a very polarizing image with the whole like Navis and avatars and stuff like that. So similar to like how people were just like, what is an NCT for like the first like 8 years of their career. I feel like I thought they were gonna get
NFT?
that.
They're ahead of their time.
NCT NFTs. But people were like, oh snap. Next level. Oh wait, I'm on the next. I don't even know how that goes.
I still never know how to do it. Is it like that? I'm on the next
How are we doing?
level.
I don't know.
I think you're doing it.
Oh,
You're doing
snap!
it.
Because I'm the choreographer.
I can't really tell. Watch it be nothing like it.
Right, we're both wrong.
I have bad visual memory, I feel like.
Andre says, but can we talk about how SM clowned us with releasing teasers for OGG and them not performing at that SM concert? Wait, is that what happened? Because I thought people were saying that they thought that SNSD was going to come back, but that's what it was? Oh God, messy.
They didn't perform? Wait, hold on.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, because I remember people thinking they were going to perform because there was a poster, right? That referenced them.
Yeah.
Dang, they said, anyway, ciao, big boobs.
Oh, it looks like they have a song.
Oh, did you? When?
Called Melody.
When did this come out?
I don't think it actually came out like.
Oh.
I don't think they performed it.
Oh, they had the song, but they didn't perform it. Oh, yeah. They said, and none for y'all. Funny how my dreams come true.
That was a good song.
I love it too. God,
I like their version.
Yeah,
it seems like very nice.
I actually think the SES version was like cute too, but the way that they upgraded for 2022, 2021 or whatever was really good. I feel like everything about it was just really interesting. They keep getting great songs. Like I would be pressed if I was an artist under SM that hasn't gotten a good song in a long time. Because
did Red Velvet even get anything? Did they get a song?
For the concert?
It better not be a ballad. Did not pay attention.
Funny how my dreams come true. But it looks like they hadn't. They don't. There's Dreams Come True. There's Zoo, which
canceled. Canceled. How dare they? What the heck is that?
Oh wait. Snow Dreams 2021. Yeri was in that.
That's not even all. This is Yeri. No offense to Yeri, but like, where's the rest of the group?
They said we're busy, girls. Well, didn't GoT perform? So I guess Sulgi and Wendy were doing that.
Where's Irene? Enjoy.
Well, funny how
she has a show, right?
Oh, she's in a drama?
I think she is. I keep seeing like things about it.
I typed in joy on Wikipedia and it like went to the feeling of joy.
Just typed in.
Yeah. I would assume they
Red
knew.
Velvet.
Joy's iconic. They knew better than that. Funny
More than the actual feeling.
Yeah, obviously. Since she debuted, she's been more relevant than the feeling of joy.
I like the did you hear the song? It was like, wow. Why can't Giselle, Yang Yang, Taeyong, Jeno, I can do this, and someone else, and Hendery. They had a song.
I didn't hear it, but I did see it.
I think it's called Zoo. It was pretty interesting.
It's just that.
Like they just released a video today, like from the concert.
I'll check it out. Ooh, the guy who wrote this, I think, is the same one that wrote "Na Na Next Level." Na 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 na. I think, right?
Is it the Zoo song?
Yeah, maybe. Let me see his discography.
I think he does a lot of songs.
Oh my god, his credits are like 80,000. Yeah, he wrote it. He wrote "Step Back." But oh my god, he has so many credits.
Oh yeah, he did.
For 2021 alone, he has like 38 credits here. He wrote 11 by IVE? Or is he a producer or writer?
She's fangirling.
No, wait. That's so many songs.
What does he look like?
I don't even know who this fan is. I've never seen this fan in my life. Oh my god, wait, let me show what I'm looking at because I feel like I'm just like, whoa. Funny how my dreams are blue.
Oh god.
Chocoya. Oh wait, how come I can't do this? 사랑은 funny how I feel for you. Applause, please. Funny how I dreamed. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me bring it up. But he wrote a lot of songs here. That's crazy. Good for him.
Favorite songs were hot.
Zoo weirdly got popular on TikTok and amongst idols. Oh, really?
Oh, really? Cool.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. Good.
Yeah, I feel like people are always trying to force challenges, so it's cool when it happens naturally.
Yeah, especially with a song that, I would not think.
Yeah.
It's just a special song.
All right, so that is it for the hot topics. But as always, reporting live is Jaes with the Shoe Minute.
Schumann was on a show. Okay, wait, I can remember this. I think it was called Amazing Saturday.
Oh, I love that show. The one with like Taeyeon and Nikki.
I have no idea who's in it. I just know Schumann was on the show with one of his co-stars from his play.
Oh wow!
And that's about it.
Were there any highlights? Did you get to watch it?
I didn't watch it. I saw some clips, but I didn't actually watch anything. What is this?
What? It's a solo.
Oh, it's like
what?
I see like a weird picture. Oh, I think he posted it on the EXO.
Wait, Schumann?
Something. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, it's Schumann, but like I don't know who these people are. Also, he didn't interview. Sorry, he has a new clothing line. Sorry, I have more stuff to have on my It's been so long. I've been like holding it. So he has a new line that he like. I forgot what the company is, but it's like a company that works with a lot of like other idols.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the other people, but he has like a new one that I think it's like Manners Maketh Man. And like he just has like I think it's sweatshirts and whatnot. But then he did an interview because he has the new line, and he confirmed that he is working on a solo, and that
album
is the best news. Yeah, or solo debut.
Oh, snap! Okay,
best news of 2022. There will be nothing that can beat that until he actually debuts.
Wow, and only 14 minutes in, we already got the best news of 2022. Good for him. Okay, I want to watch that Amazing Saturday because I actually think Amazing Saturday is a really good variety show. I've low-key been getting back into variety shows after I started watching Jesse's Schulterview and Knowing Brothers clips. I was like, oh, this is really good variety. Like, it's just like fun, silly kind of. Also, oh my God, I watched so many things over the break. In addition to Singles Inferno, watching like Knowing Brothers clips, I also watched the majority of Street Women Fighter. And I remember saying that I wanted to watch that. And we had a couple stories from that as well. But I actually got the chance to watch it. And it was actually a fun show. I like that just not girl boss, but like kind of like fun, girls doing their best and befriending everyone and being silly and stuff like that. There were some like messy, problematic parts, but like for the most part, it was interesting hearing about like underground, like kind of like the underground dance scene. Not underground, well, bit, because there were some, dancers have been doing it for a while, but kind of just hearing about like, these girls that were responsible for making so many choreographies, kind of hearing their story about how they became dancers. In particular, there's this one girl who got a lot of attention because she's super pretty. And so she talked about how like people have told her like, why didn't you just become an idol? And she's like, well, I want to dance. Like I like dancing. I don't like singing. Like I want to be a dancer and stuff like that. And it was really, really interesting. They all had like their own crews and stuff. So that was cool. Funny enough, like when I was watching it, there was a lot of different like characters that like stood out. Like I mentioned, the girl who was like known for being like kind of like, oh, she's pretty, so is she just a pretty face, or is she actually like, good at dancing? Her name was Noje, I believe. She was cool. Like La Chica, I liked that crew. Proudmon, Monica, and Lip J. those are my girls. Those are my girls. And it was nice seeing girls like on like those survival shows, and like not all of them are like 15-year-olds. Like, you know, some of them were like 35 and have been doing this for years. Some of them were younger. You know, and it was funny because I remember when this show first came out, Cheon from formerly from Eyes One, her being on it was like a big deal. Like, it was like, okay, we have this idol dancer, will she like blah blah. And it was funny how quickly that plot became kind of like a back burner. Like, it did play a role, and it was very clear from the beginning they were using her involvement in the show to market it, but I feel like it was only a short time before the other girls in the like show became like, you know, interesting and like characters in their own right. And I feel like by the end, like, it wasn't like her being on it was like such a small part of the overall show. I did feel bad though, because I definitely think the whole plot of her trying to prove herself, like a lot of the time, you know, she was like kind of like didn't succeed in doing that, like, and she like cried a couple times and stuff. Well, a lot of them cried.
Yeah.
What?
Thing. I remember hearing that as a news thing. Her crying.
Yeah, because it was like they had this thing in the very beginning, so there was like a bunch of different crews or whatever, but each crew got to evaluate the other crews, right? And so one of the things you could do is give these things called no respect stickers, which is just being like, you don't really respect that person as a dancer. So like, you know, some people got one, or yeah. It's so messy.
I would hate this so much.
That stuff is so messy. To be fair,
I just feel like everybody's getting your stickers. So we know what's happening. Just let it be. You can take it off once you think I'm better, but I'll just take it for now.
I'd be like, you know what, but like she like, you know, people were getting one or two or stuff like that. And to be fair, even like really good respected dancers got them. I think a lot of times it was just because they were the most well known out of their crew, but she got like 4. And then if you got a no respect sticker, you had to do like a or you were eligible of being called out by another, you know, dancer from another crew to do like a 1-on-1. So people kept calling her out, because if you won if like you battled somebody and you won, your team would get like a point or whatever. And like, because people didn't respect her as a dancer, they figured they could beat her easily. So like she got literally called out like 5 times, and 4 out of the 5 times she lost her dance battle. So it was rough to watch.
I mean, like, how much can she do after like 5? I'm tired. Now you're just being a dead horse. It's like, you hit me and then you kept hitting me. What am I supposed to do?
I would have literally just started doing the Eyes One choreography because I'm all out of fuel here. But yeah, it was really, really interesting. Let's see. Oh, she did the Hey Mama challenge. Oh yeah, there was like this TikTok challenge that went pretty viral, I think like in Korea, but I feel like I saw other people doing it too, because they had this challenge where they had to choreograph this song to Hey Mama. And so the Nose girl, she basically won the challenge and her dance went viral. So, but it was just really cool seeing like dancers being brought to the forefront. Like, actually funny enough that Nose, she actually went viral prior to being on the show because she was a background dancer for Kai. And she was like so pretty, she stood out. And then like, you know, fan cams of her started popping up and stuff like that because people were really interested in her. So she kind of just like skyrocketed even more. But yeah, it's cool to see like the girls, they all like they've been on Variety, and then now people like they go to like events and perform and just like dance, and it's cool because they're like, you know, usually our job is to be background dancers and make the idol look good, but for like the first time we're the like centerpiece and we're what the people want to see. So I thought that was really cool. That's it. I don't even have a Lee Jung Janet's today.
Oh yeah.
But
what does he do?
He acts. Okay, he was literally in the #1 Netflix special or whatever of 2020.
It's just a special.
Special. #1 Netflix concert of 2021. No, I don't have any tea for him, but I will say the Golden Globes took place, I think, this week. I don't know what day, but Oh Yeon-soo, who played the old man, player #1 in Squid Game, he actually won a Golden Globe.
Okay, I still have.
Oh, Okay, good thing I didn't say anything. Wait, what? Okay, guys, we have to cancel
So
politely.
I don't know what it was. Over the break, I was like, I gotta finish I have to watch Squid Games. I watched everything but Squid Games. I don't even know what I did. Honestly, my break went by. I did nothing. I played video games. I watched. I don't even know what I watched. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, I think I watched The Witcher because I was like, I should watch The Witcher because I never.
Was it good?
It's all right. The first season was confusing, but then it like kind of makes sense at the end. But it was weird. I liked it, kind of. I don't know. Seven
Us.
out of 10.
People go crazy for it, but I'm like, I don't know if that is like my. I feel like people who like Games of Thrones would like that kind of stuff. Like, I want to watch
My
it.
sister liked that, but she didn't. Well, she. My sister's a weird case. Never mind. My sister's husband likes it, and he likes Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I feel like it's for the Game of Thrones. But yeah, type of people. But so many people talk about it, like, because I feel like people who like Game of Thrones and stuff like that sometimes mix with like the anime game nerd crowd. So like I hear about it a lot, and so I'm like, would I like it? I don't know. But that's crazy. You still haven't. Wait, have you watched any of the episodes though? Oh my god, guys, we gotta banish her to the Shadow Realm. We gotta banish her to the
Oh, it
Shadow Realm.
is. It's like I have to like get my head ready to read subtitles, and then the one time I actually started to like, I was ready. I started watching Bad and Crazy instead, and now I'm like, all right, I gotta finish this. And that's 12 episodes, so now I'm like, I'm only 2 episodes in. These freaking shows are like an hour and a half long
Do
in
you
my mind.
do you think you're running away from it because people have like put so much? Oh, thank you for the sub, C Star. Welcome to the stream. Do you think you're running away from it because like so many people are like it's so good and it, like you feel pressured?
That and kind of it's already over. I feel like the adrenaline for people.
What?
I don't know. They like were all for it. And I feel like I missed the wave, and now I'm like,
No, I mean the wave is
why
still
should I watch?
going. There's gonna be a second season, so when that comes back.
And I feel like that's when I'll be like, okay, I gotta watch it, and then I'll watch it. And even then, maybe not.
Oh my god, that's so crazy.
It's like Succession. I was supposed to watch Succession all over again because I only got like halfway through,
Hmm.
and I was like, the third season was coming out, and I was like, I gotta watch it from the beginning. Did none of that, and now
Dang,
I'm just like, you know what?
you don't
I
care.
guess this is life.
You just were never meant to figure out how it ended. Did you watch it? Because but the thing is, I didn't know about Succession until this third season, and I feel like it got like exponentially more popular this third season. So were you watching it prior to this third season?
I watched it the first season,
Oh dang! Look at you,
and
you're on the
then the
cusp.
second season, I heard that it was really like a really good ending, which is
Hmm.
why I was like, I gotta watch it. I gotta do it. I gotta rewatch it from the beginning. Then the third season, then I didn't do it. Then the third season was coming out, and I was like, nah, I really gotta watch it, and I still didn't do it. And then
We
just today, my dad was watching it, and he was like, "So Jasmine, like, did you like have you watched the session?" I was like, "I watched a bit," and he was like, "You're disgraced," and I was like, "All right,
Oh God. I
cool."
feel like, to be fair, any media that's like more, which is why I don't understand why you don't watch more anime. They're like cute. They're not even 30 minutes. Anime episodes be like 22 minutes because with like the commercial breaks and stuff like that, it's literally like 22, sometimes 19 minutes. I don't know why you don't just watch more anime because it seems like you don't like, it's hard for you to like get pumped to watch like a full hour long drama type show.
I think it's also because I can't pay attention for too long.
That's
I get
perfect.
distracted. But then I feel like I'm missing something in anime. I feel like there's always
Oh.
something there, and then I'm like, all right, I was just looking at Twitter for like a good 3 minutes, and now I missed like a big part.
Oh no. Are you one of those people that when you have something playing, you're also simultaneously on your phone?
Yes,
I'm
it's
gonna
so
fight you.
bad.
I'm gonna
It's
fight
so
you.
bad. And it's so weird. Growing up, I feel like I was not that way. But something happened. I don't
Everyone's
know.
attention span is shrinking because of social media.
Yeah. Literally something happened where my brain was just like, huh, I can't. you got to do this and you got to do that at the same time. It's not going to work. You're going to focus on one thing, but you're thinking that you're doing two things at the same time.
That's so true.
You're really not.
You think you have that power, but you're sadly mistaken. But no, that's crazy. I hate, because I was talking about this yesterday on Anime Club, but like if I want somebody to watch something and like I know them in real life or whatever, a lot of times what I'll end up doing is like watching it with them so I can make sure that they watch it. And I
staring at them.
pretty much. And I've done that. Basically, what'd you think? Huh? Basically, that's what I've done with so many shows with my older brother, but he has a tendency to like be on his phone or be on his laptop, and I get so mad because I'm like, I know you're not paying attention. Pay attention. I'm a tyrant, but that's so hilarious. So do you like watching things at all?
I love watching, but I only watch things where it's like I can mindlessly kind of watch. That's why I like to watch a lot of streams. Like I watch a lot of streams, like people streaming, because it's like I don't have to pay attention. I literally don't.
So you're like,
but there's sound.
I only like watching things where I don't have to be present.
Yeah, but I realize I'm good at when I'm doing like puzzles. Like for Christmas, I got a lot of. Do you know nano blocks?
No, what's that?
They're like they're just like little Legos basically, but they come in they can get different things. Like you can get like a one that builds a dog, and it gives you like the mapping of like which tiles to use, and you just layer it, and it's like a 3D thing by the end of it.
So it's like a 3D puzzle kind of.
Yeah,
okay.
But with instructions on how to do it. So I got a bunch of those, and I feel like that helped me watch a lot of things. So like I watched a movie. I was like doing it. I watched Twilight Zone on New Year's because there's always a marathon. So I was actually watching that and actually paying attention.
So you kind of need to multitask when you watch something.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
It doesn't have to necessarily be my phone. I need something that's, I need to move my hands.
That's so interesting. But no, I definitely see that, because if I'm watching something that maybe like I need to watch for like educational purposes, or I just like need to get the information or whatever, I tend to do that similarly. Like I need to kind of multitask. But that's so interesting. That's kind of funny. That's funny though. But yeah, everyone bully Jaes into watching Squid Game because
after Bad and Crazy, because if I stop now, I'm never going back. And I just
listen, Squid Game should be first. Squid Game. Wait, I don't know. When did this Bad and Crazy thing come out?
It started the end of last year. I think it's done. I think it's only 12 episodes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna assume Squid Game came out first. Squid Game has seniority. Squid Game has Lee Jung Jae. I don't know why I started talking like Lee Jung Jae.
I was thinking you sound like Michael Caine.
Who's that?
You don't know Michael Caine. But what is he? He's a butler in Batman. What's that old guy?
Oh, Alfred?
Yeah, well, he plays Alfred.
Oh, okay.
In the Dark Knight trilogy. He has such a distinct British accent, and he kind of sounded like it to me.
Maybe he's faking it. Is he actually British?
Yeah.
Oh, he's faking it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Squid Game Sunbae Nim. You gotta watch him first. You gotta watch Squid Game Sunbae Nim first. Why not watch both? No, only watch Squid Game. Just kidding. I'm just Lee Jung Jae Hive. Ignore me. But yeah. Wow, that's crazy. That's so crazy to hear. Like, I mean, in a way, you're right. Like, I'm surprised you haven't watched Squid Game by now, but you know, I'm not gonna be a Squid Game tyrant. All right, everyone has to come to Squid Game at their own pace. All right, I didn't watch it when it first came out. Have you watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
No, I don't want to.
You said no, I have no interest. Next question.
My sister actually watched it, and that is very weird for her. And she was like,
did she like it?
She was like, it was interesting. I would never have watched this by myself. She was forced to watch it.
Oh.
I just can't get past them being like 14 years old and looking like
buff.
Freaking, yeah, like they look 30. Like 30-year-old men that have gone to the gym for 30 years.
For 30 years. Since birth, they just were
Exactly.
put on a treadmill.
They're so muscular. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
That's not even a normal 30-year-old.
I feel like it just adds to like, this is so ridiculous. Like that they're just so intensely buff. Like, geez. But I tried watching it a while ago, did not like it. Part 6 came out with the girl Jolene, and I was like, that's my girl. And it was kind of like a prison break story, so I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
And then I was so confused. I saw clips of that, and I was like, more reason to not watch this. Because who are these people? Where's JoJo?
Well, that's the thing that's really, really cool is that like every part is like a different generation of JoJology. Like it's like, so she's the daughter of, who is it? Joseph? No. Jotaro, who is the grandson of Joseph, who is the great grandson of I'm missing one. No. Okay, wait. There's Jonathan. Who is it? Jonathan, Joseph. I'm missing somebody in between there. Jonathan, Joseph, Jotaro, somebody else that I haven't made, and then Jolene. I don't know. It's like a whole family tree thing. So every like part is like is like somebody's like granddaughter or grandfather or whatever, which I think is really cool. And I was watching this other podcast and they were talking about how it like apparently the mangaka said that, oh, the reason why like I do that is because I thought it would be boring to write like a manga with the same person like as like lead. And I think that's really cool because like you get to still continue the story, but it gets to be about a new person and they get their own new adventure. So I thought that was really, really cool. But to be fair, I was kind of like, okay, these guys are too buff. I started with Jotaro, and Jotaro, even now, I'm on his part right now. He's not it. He's not cute. I really liked Joseph, but Jotaro's just, he's bitter. He does not. We wouldn't vibe. That's if we
I thought the main character was called JoJo.
Well, they're all JoJo. Well, that's the thing. I don't know what it is because when I started hearing about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because it's like kind of old, like it's been around for a while, but when I started hearing about it, that's who I heard about the most. Like in reference to when people talked about it was him, Jotaro. And the whole thing is that they all have names that can be shortened to JoJo. So like Jotaro, JoJo, like Joseph, JoJo, Jonathan, like so that's like kind of like the running thing. But yeah, it's he's the one I heard about the most, and that ended up I think being the first one I watched, and I really did not vibe with him. His Mercury was in retrograde and mine was in Gatorade, so it just did not click. But funny enough, his grandfather is like my fave, so if I would have just went one arc back, I probably would have ended up watching it. But yeah, it's oh wait, okay, Joseph, Jotaro. Wait, no, I was Get out, Andy. I thought you were being serious. Joseph, Jotaro, Jojo, Siwa, Jojo. Y'all are so annoying. Oh god, I'm about to fight y'all. Wait, why am I getting mad? Oh, I'm so far behind. Wait, let me actually look it up because I don't want the JoJo fans to be like, she doesn't even know how to name them off the back of her head. Joseph. Okay, so the first one is Jonathan. Jonathan, no offense, he's snoozy. He was kind of boring. I kind of had to, really force myself through that arc because, Okay, I guess Josuke is the one after Jotaro, which I don't know how that works because I know Jolene is Jotaro's daughter. Anyway, we don't have to do the whole lineage of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but it's just very, very interesting. It's like a very lineage thing, and they're trying to all fight this guy that's kind of just like a threat on the whole entire lineage. It's very interesting. It's very silly too, but I'll admit that there's like fighting in it that I don't really care that much for, but it's interesting. It's interesting.
What is it about?
So basically it starts off with Jonathan, and essentially what happens is that Jonathan is like this British kid, and he has a father, and he's rich, and he's like whatever. And then they take in this kid named Dio, but Dio's evil as hell, and like basically has a hand in killing Jonathan's father. Is just like super easy. And there's this whole like plot with like these accursed like magic masks and stuff. But just know that the main villain Dio and the Joestar family lineage, they be going at it. Essentially, it's like a generations long battle because of this Dio, really evil Dio guy. The other fans are probably like, what is she doing? She didn't even listen. I have a memory of a stone, but it's kind of interesting. It's funny.
Powers.
Yes. So in the first two, they focus on this idea of Hamon, which is like your breathing power. I don't know. It's like a type. If you ever watch Hunter x Hunter, it's like their version of Nen. But then in the later arcs, they bring in this idea of having stands, which are like these basically like Pokemon almost that like stand users have, and like they all have like their own ability. And I feel like it's maybe tied into Hamon, but they haven't like talked about that yet. I'm only somewhat in. Oh, wait. No, it's not tied in. Well, it was kind of confusing because they were saying that the reason why the Joestar lineage were getting these stands had to do with Dio. Don't want to spoil too much, but other people also have stands, so I'm not actually quite sure where the stand ability comes from. But they're basically like things that you can summon that can fight on your behalf, and has like your powers and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting. The stands are interesting. I don't know. If I can't genuinely sit here and say if you would like it or not. So I don't know if I can actually like be like, you should watch it. But I liked it. I surprisingly liked it more than I thought I would.
It's just art.
Yes, I am the JoJo I was gonna say Chancellor right now. Yeah. Jazz, you're just like, all right, I'm sorry I asked. I don't care. Oh wait, now that breaks in the chat, you guys can have your World War III Steins;Gate battle royale.
There's nothing to fight about. I mean, the whole world is on my side besides Brie. So everyone else agrees. A classic.
That's true.
There's nothing to fight.
You can break Jazz, you're actually the reason that I started watching Soundgate, because you've spoken so highly about it. But I thought I mentioned it yesterday when you were saying that Steins;Gate was like kind of not that interesting. So, you know, we don't love the naysayers, all right?
Not have said anything,
right?
And you're just making it up to start a fight.
Low key. But yes, from the Jung Jae, I have nothing. I already said that. Oyun Soo got a Golden Globe. Lee Jung Jae is still hot. That's it. Do you watch Demon Slayer? I love how this is becoming Anime Club Part 2. Just join Anime Club. I'm like threatening you.
What day is it?
It is.
I'm busy. Wait, sorry. Keep going. I'm kidding.
I don't. It's every other Wednesday, but you already have a long list of stuff to watch, so I don't want to burden you with. I feel like you're gonna be like, I was gonna watch, but then this third thing came out of nowhere, so I had to watch that, and then still have to watch Squid Game. You come to like
so bad.
Anime Club having watched Squid Game, and you're like, can we talk about this?
Wait, I thought we were talking about Squid Game. What happened to that?
We're like, no, Jazz, that was 3 months ago.
No. What's my grade then?
But yeah, it would be fun. Well, you can be on my Girl Boss anime slumber party. Would that be fun?
What's that?
It's the girls' room version of the anime club anime.
What would we watch? Like what?
We wouldn't even watch anything. We would just talk about
the girls' room.
The girls' room. I'm Sammy and I'm from Tennessee. I think it's Amber that was from Tennessee. I'm Amber and I'm from Tennessee versus I'm Tammy and I'm from Tennessee. Which one sounds better?
Yeah, Amber sounds right.
Yeah. I'm Amber. Okay.
What is happening?
I'm just practicing my accent work for when I apply to Juilliard. I'm Amber and I'm from Tennessee Wow, I don't know what accent that was, but big meaty claws.
Oh, well, these claws aren't just for attracting mates. Bring it on, old man. Bring it on.
No, people. How about we bring it off?
Oh, so now the talking cheese is gonna preach to us.
I love how we started performing SpongeBob musical.
I can literally do this whole second.
You're so good. I feel like I thought I knew SpongeBob quotes, but you are literally the GOAT when it comes to SpongeBob quotes.
That was literally my childhood. So. Cartoons. That's when I actually could just only watch and pay attention. I actually paid attention.
We need
now
to go
I
back
can't
to
quote anything.
Oh, sorry.
Somehow, my attention span was much better as a 5-year-old than me now. So I don't know what happened.
That's because SpongeBob was like the world. That was literally like the apex of entertainment. Everyone's saying what's going on. I feel like we have that tendency to kind of just keep going off of each other, especially if Danny's here. But yeah, these SpongeBob quotes. What is it? Well, how does the Wumbo one start?
Wumbology? The study of Wumbo? It's first grade
SpongeBob. But it's like, I Wumbo, you
Wumbo, he, she, Wumbo, Wumbology?
The study of Wumbo?
There's a Wumboing.
Not Wumboing. I'm
and
sorry.
then actually being raped. That's the sad part. Wait, did you switch it to W for Wumbo? It works. The show is genius. Everybody needs to watch SpongeBob.
Yeah. Yeah. What is another good? Okay. Chocolate. I remember.
Oh my god. I remember when they first invented chocolate. Well, I always hated it. Oh, it was a sweet chocolate. I always hated it. Well, this chocolate isn't for eating. It's you rub it on your skin and it makes you live forever. And the lady's just like, no.
I only got.
Come on, you lazy Mary. Start rubbing me with that chocolate.
I only understood that she was saying no because she did not want her mother to live longer. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that the kazoo thing. I still find this baffling that the kazoo thing. You remember when he's like loser? Mm-hmm. I didn't know it was saying loser.
Oh wow!
For the longest time, I had no idea what the heck that was. I thought it was just a kazoo, and I was like, okay, whatever. Jellyfish is coming.
I feel like stuff always goes over our head as a child. Okay, enough with the SpongeBob whatever. Yeah, so I think we've arrived at the end of our stream. As always, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight.
Oh.
One
other thing. Schumann's play won an award. I forgot what it was, but it won something. So.
Oh wow! He won a Tony.
If only he deserves it. I love
how you have never watched this play, but you're like, he definitely deserves a Tony. I just could feel it.
I don't have to. I've seen clips.
That's enough.
I know.
All right. Every morning I break my legs, and every night I break my arms.
It just falls down the stairs.
God. Those SpongeBob writers are putting in work because so many iconic quotable moments from SpongeBob. But yeah, so I want to thank everyone again for coming out to the Sleepy Idol bar. You don't gotta go home, but you gotta get the heck out of here. Last call. Sorry. I'm trying to practice, do a set. Actually, let's do a little bit of improv. Give me a word.
Poem,
okay. Lights dim. Jae enters stage left. I remember back in the day.
What? I'm sorry. Where is this heading? Keep it going. You can't stop. How was this improv? You can't laugh with me.
I remember the back in the day. I used to know a guy. His name was Poem. He used to come here a lot.
I thought this was the poem.
No, I'm doing improv.
I know, but I thought you were doing improv poem, and then you saying you know a person named poem.
That's part of it. Okay.
Well, I shouldn't.
I remember him. He used to frequent this place a lot. You looking for him? You never find. Okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. No more improv on stream because apparently I don't have anyone to play off of here. Jaes, you were supposed to come into the scene, exit or enter stage left.
I thought that was your thing. I thought you were like making like a fake deep poem. So I was like, okay.
That starts with enter stage left.
Yes, there's so many Def Jam poems. Oh, you know.
Ooh.
It's just like,
should we have a Def Jam night?
oh gosh, I hate poems. I hate poetry.
Okay. Ooh, the close-up. I will make sure to redeem that next time, Leanne. Thank you for the redemption, but I don't have it in this setup, but I'll make sure to do that next time I'm live. But that's it for today, guys. Jaes, any last words? Before I bust a cap in your ass.
Oh my god. I'm not poems.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Don't do that to me.
I wanted to not pause. Now you want to jump in the improv. Okay, guys, sorry, before I go, there was a bit that I was working on. If Medea, there's a movie, Medea goes to Korea. So if Medea goes to South Korea, enter, she enters, Medea, here's kind of like the notes. Medea lands in Incheon airport. Immediately you hear her and she's like, and another thing. But then she comes out and she's like, hello, 안녕하세요.
That's it.
Hello.
And roll credits. That's it.
Hello. 안녕하세요. That's it. That's the whole thing. What do y'all think? All right, I'll let y'all ruminate on it. I don't want to hear it.
You should make a TikTok of that. I feel like people would love it.
People would have me banned.
Heck, my eyes. They're bleeding. I don't know what happened. I can't see.
안녕하세요. 잘 지내세요. 수상너. 안녕하세요. 메디엠니더.
Sound great.
Okay, I'll workshop it. Earl, stop it. I'll workshop it and I'll come back with a better version. But thank you guys. So, oh wait, you didn't say your last words. Any last words? Poem.
Wow. I mean, I didn't ask you. I said I wasn't then or then.
Any last words? Anything you want to shout out?
Spider-Man was really good.
I heard that. Was it good, or were people overhyping the fact that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were in there?
Well, that was definitely a plus, but I also think it was like a pretty good movie. Yeah.
I do want to check it out. I do want to check it out.
And I found a new like love for Andrew Garfield. Like I already loved him, but then like after this, I was like, first of all, why was everyone so mad about him as Spider-Man before? Because like he was, first of all, good looking. He fit it. He was doing it. He was funny. I was like, I gotta rewatch his movies because him in that movie, I was like, he's better than Tom Holland and
dang
right now for me. So I was like, everybody needs to leave.
That's definitely a hot take.
Andrew Garfield needs to just be Spider-Man forever now.
Honestly, I do get the sentiment that people did not really like his Spider-Man, his version of Spider-Man. And yeah, I never really knew why. I never watched it. I only watched the Tobey Maguire ones. I never saw the third one of that, and then I watched the first of the Tom Holland ones. But yeah, I noticed that. But there has been like an uptick of love for him. Have you watched Tick Tick Boom yet?
What?
Tick Tick Boom. Have you watched that?
Oh yes. Although, as I was watching it, tell me why like Stephen Sondheim died that same like
That was so
19
scary. Yeah.
I was like literally sitting there and I was like watching with my sister and I was like, Stephen Sondheim, I wonder like he must be old. And then I look him up and I was like, Stephen Sondheim has died 19 minutes ago. And I was like,
19 minutes ago. Dang.
Yeah, I was like, everybody calm down.
That's scary. Okay, I thought you meant that he died like when that movie was. Yeah, that was really scary because I didn't really know who he was, but then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, okay.
My vocal teacher loved Stephen Sondheim, so every time we did a new quarter, we would all sing the same song, and she would always pick a Stephen Sondheim song. It was very annoying, but he's very talented. I just like some of the songs that she would pick. I was just like, I can't do this. It's not for me. It's too musical.
But yes, thank you guys so much. Oh, okay. A lot of people are saying they liked No Way Home. Okay, maybe I should watch it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And see you next time on the what is it? The Sleepy Idol. Sleepy.
Yeah. Oh. I keep speeding up.
I'm trying to like catch everything. And our dreams come true. All right, see you next time on the Sleepy Idol. 안녕하세요. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, guys. Bye, everyone. Good night.